was, oh, I'm sorry. I thought the camera was muted and I couldn't be seen. So
What was this? Was this on the news or was this from your work?
No, CNN. Like, I forgot the guy's name. It was like in the middle of some interview because he's like their legal something. He just started, took it out and just went to town and
oh my god.
Yeah, and his retort was, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, I thought the camera was on mute and I wasn't seen. And it's like
because
that's okay.
Too many perverts out in the wild,
So,
dude, I have a little plastic slider over my webcam on my work computer because they gave them out for us for free, right? But secondly, I had one on my computer before we even gave them out because I don't trust that it's not on.
Yep. Yeah. I keep a piece of tape over mine, like not tape, but I got like a sticky note and then like a few layers of tape over it.
Yeah,
I don't trust it. But yeah, and then now questions are coming into play. It's like, well, like, was he on the one of the educational sites, or who was in that call that he might have been? So yeah. Moral of the story is wait till you're off the clock, folks. Wait till you're off the clock.
Yeah, right.
Merciless, what's going on?
Hey, Merciless.
What up?
So guys, I hit 200 followers Saturday.
Nice, Miggy.
Congrats.
Like, who knew that or who would have thunk that Spooktober would have done it to me with streaming different games? It's crazy. I didn't think anyone they liked me. They really liked me. Merciless, thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I achieved nothing this week. So
hey, you survived the weekend. That's an accomplishment right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything I could even remotely consider an accomplishment? Oh, I mean, I went through a corn maze like I do every year.
It's an accomplishment. You didn't die in it.
Well, to be fair, this was the first year Al primarily led the corn maze because she said she wanted to, and I said, "Go for it. I'll just follow." And I only got us out of 2 out of the 6 sections of the corn maze.
Johnny, right? Super Lars, what's going on, folks? My head has been nude for far too long. I think I need to get back in the hat game, guys. I need to get some more hats.
I'm definitely feeling like, because I rotate hats like on stream, I feel like I need more hats now.
So I don't know if you guys have the problem that I have. Like, I have a massive cranium, like a big old melon head, and I have a hard time finding hats to fit my head, especially the snapbacks. Like the snapbacks, I'm wearing the last, like for instance, the old GameZilla hat. I wear it on the very first or last, however you look at it, snap. And if I move the wrong way, it unsnaps, and my back is all exposed.
I do not have that problem because I have a tiny brain, which means I have a tiny head.
There's this weird thing that I keep telling my wife, and she doesn't understand. It's like her and her whole family think I have some giant head. Her dad wore a hat yesterday that belonged to me. He's like, "Ethan, how does this fit you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, I have a normal size head." And she also said, "I bought a new hat on Saturday." And she's like, "Well, do they have hats big enough to fit you?" Like, what are you talking about? I have a normal size head. So when I wear a snapback, okay, Miggy, you wear it on the last snap. I have all but 2 snaps secured. I'm like 2 notches out.
Oh, wow.
Everything else is secured. I have a normal size head, but my wife just keeps making comments about, and like her dad, like, "How does this fit you?" Like, I have a normal head. It's like a 7 1/4 or 7 1/8 fitted. Like, I'm in that range. I don't have a hard time buying hats.
Yeah, let me see what size this is. This is a 7 5/8.
Yeah. You got a bigger head than me.
Yeah, so I want to get some more Detroit caps, to represent, but I also want some nerd hats. But the nerd hats that I find, like the sexy ones Grim wears, they're like, wait a minute, is that a snapback?
What
Yeah, your Sonic.
Yeah, it's a snapback.
Yeah, see all the cool hats, are snapbacks. Like I want a cool Ironhide hat. I want a cool, I can't think of anyone else that doesn't get any love. But I want some nerd stuff. I found out today there's a Patreon section on the Discord that I don't have access to. What? I want a refund. What? Super Lars. No.
Miggy, I'm not sure if this would
Super
fit your massive cranium, but I like these Nike that are slightly stretchy.
Yeah,
they do fit?
Yep.
Yeah, this is like my favorite. So I got another one of these. It was on clearance. It was on MSU's campus. And they fit my head so goodly, and they're made by Nike. They're just clean.
Nice. I've got a Persona 3 hat from my days at GameStop. It's still clean, never been worn. Because you know what? Well, it's not a snapback. It's one of those cloth ones that you just unclasp it and slide it out. Can't wear it. Never wore it.
Super Lars, I don't see the issue. I just double checked. It looks like you have Patreon access, and you definitely have the entire time. There's no way in hell I just gave it to you. Just saying.
That would never happen.
Never happen.
Never ever.
Never. Not never, never land.
Man, my computer restarted, and I went to go check my work computer because I wanted to see if my upload finished, and everything rebooted, and I forgot that I mean, that's still fine. I did everything from a server, so nothing got canceled, but I was like, why is my computer running so slow? And then I realized everything has to boot back up now. Sad face.
My work VPN hates me. Like I'll be in the middle of a meeting. The next thing I know, the VPN just disconnects from me and it tries to reconnect. And there is no way to like disconnect it from reconnecting and then like connect it manually. The only way I can get reconnected is to put the computer to sleep or shut it off and then turn it back on, and then I'm able to get back in my VPN. But it's crazy. Only the VPN has an issue. I've got internet on my personal, I got internet on my console, everything else. Technology sucks.
Yep. Yeah, we're the people that understand that, though, right? People are like, man, technology is amazing. And we're like, yeah, you see.
It ain't that great.
It's not as great as you think it is, because that thing that you love doing 250 times a day because you can, as far as looking at, hopping into a server over here and doing this task, like, let me explain to you what I have to do to make sure that you can keep doing that every single week. But I guess that means I have job security, Look at it somehow in a positive way.
Right.
I said every time someone apologized for breaking their computer, I was like, you're just keeping me employed.
Yep.
Keep breaking stuff.
All right, let me check this real quick, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll.
Cool.
So, Deadite, why don't you give the people my normal rundown on what we're talking about today, how they can interact?
Cool. I will. All right. So for anyone who's hanging out here in the chat on twitch.tv/GameZilla Media, we do encourage you to chime in, ask questions, and interact on the subjects we're talking about, but we won't be as fully active in the chat as Grim or Miggy would be on their regular streams, because we are recording a podcast that will be available iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast, anywhere you listen to a podcast. Pretty much your podcast will be there available for you tomorrow. But again, we do encourage interaction with the other people in the chat and ask questions based on the subject we're talking about. And if we like the questions you're bringing, we'll probably mention them on the show and answer them. This week, we are going to cover some of the controversy around 2K shoehorning ads into a game that they shouldn't be. Sony has gone full 1984 Big Brother, and they're recording What You're Saying. And Microsoft is doing right by the fans and people who have purchased an Xbox Elite 2 controller that's having issues. They're extending that warranty, and we're talking about it. That and a whole lot more this week on the GameZilla podcast. Yeah, we'll cover our gaming moments of the week at the end if we have some time. Talk about the different achievements and memories we've created gaming this week. And of course, I have to plug the fact that the GameZilla podcast is part of the GameZilla Media Network. And we're happy to be the flagship show of said network. But the other shows that we have are super kick-ass as well, including the Legend of Retro, our retro gaming show. Those guys sit down and they break down the history and their personal experiences with one game each and every week. Plus, they have a bunch of fun extras in every episode. We have the Last Action podcast, which personally have to plug it. If you stick around, you hear me plug it again. I'm on this week's episode of the Last Action podcast, where we review one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever made, Sam Raimi's Darkman. Of course, there's the Noiseland Arcade, covering all things Simpsons, which personally I feel is the greatest television show that has ever been broadcast. And then Noobs and Dragons, that's our tabletop storytelling Dungeons and Dragons podcast. You will have fun watching some cool cats that we know. By cool cats, I mean total losers. Learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
Yeah.
MJP. Well,
I like Super Laws. You saw Darkman in the theater. I am jealous. I did not see Darkman till I was already a man.
I saw it when I was a dark man.
Nice.
Oh my god.
You know, guys, I just realized how much fire the ARMS theme song brings in. Like while Deadite was doing the spiel, he was being serenaded by ARMS. I don't know if people can hear it, but it's fire. It's fire.
Dude, it's straight fire.
Hey, MJB. How's it going, bud?
Like,
I like that. Super Laws, you were 7 in the theater seeing Darkman. Inappropriate age.
Wow.
Sketchy decision by the adult that took you, but I support it.
Especially that one scene with the whole and I hit my mic. Crap, I hit my mic.
And Miggy can no longer be part of the show. He broke his microphone.
Well, but had to go to run.
Here, you can use this one. Hold on, check this out.
Your dad took it. He just wanted to see it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that takes me
Look
back.
at that. Watch the.
Wait a minute, is that the OG mic from the old was it a busted
This
laptop?
is the original microphone from Bit by 8-Bit. This was where the whole thing started, guys.
You should like spray paint it gold and like make it like encase it. You know, this is where it all began.
I mean, I keep it for that reason, and I'm glad I did. You can see how broken it is. Look at it. Right? It's real broke.
Hashtag never forget.
Focus. You can do it. No, you can't. Anyways, it's like the arms are super broken. It's super broken too. But long story short, I played. Well, I'll talk about it on the show, but I played Phasmophobia the other night or the other day, and it turns out that game is very unique with how the audio works on it. And I need 2 microphones in order to make my 2 PC setup work properly with the game. And I forgot I gave my Yeti to my good friend Doug so that he could start a podcast. So this was my option. It still works, guys. It still works, and it got me through the stream. But yeah, it's definitely seen better days. But this is where it all started. This and a dream, hope and a dream, and a blue snowball. That's what they called it. Deadite hates this thing.
It doesn't sound great.
It does.
He hates it.
I started off with that one, and upgrading from that to what I'm using now, it's like night and day.
I'm not gonna lie though, the foam box for recording helped a lot. The soundproof box.
Yeah, that was the upgrade. Instead of upgrading the mic, we just bought, or not even bought, we acquired foam from a place that I was working at that was trying to record audio. They were like, they threw it away, and I was like, I'm gonna take this, duct tape it together, and put it around the microphone. So yeah, there you go. Here's a piece of history, guys. Piece of history from the podcast.
It's a piece of something.
You gotta enjoy that we have a story, Deadite, okay?
I do enjoy that we have a story.
Even if it causes you much pain in editing.
A lot of things cause me pain. Life is pain. Didn't someone say that at some point?
I think that was Mr. Meeseeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mr. Meeseeks.
Look at me.
But yeah, I ran into my first issue with a 2 PC setup because all my audio runs through the streaming PC. And obviously the game runs on the gaming PC. So when there's dedicated voice requirement, because that game actually you talk to the ghosts. It's like you say stuff to them and then they respond. And so like it's
Too
a
spooky.
pretty yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, no wonder
dude,
you were having nightmares.
that was days ago.
Dude, it
And it
sticks
wasn't
in your
nightmares
brain.
about ghosts.
You died
But,
in that game, you
Not
died
yet.
for real.
Not yet. It isn't.
Not yet.
Man,
But
when was the last time
you
you've been
should-
in when was the last time you've been in the studio? You might have a couple of moved in.
the last time I've been in the studio was when my sewer backed up last week. So yeah, I had to clean the bathroom down there.
Oh man.
Studio's still there. I mean, there's really not a whole lot left because I've pretty much gutted the thing piece by piece as I've realized that we're never gonna use it again. Like, oh, this monitor will serve a purpose here, and this computer can do this, and this graphics card out of this one can go here. If we ever do go back to the studio, I'm gonna be like, well, guys, got a little bit of work ahead of us.
Oh no, Grim, we've been robbed.
yeah, oopsie.
Plamo, subscribe, tier 1.
I was to say I got an emote thanks to Plamo's Plamo Report subscription. I'm gonna thank you. There you go. K-pop selfie, baby.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, right now if you get gifted subs and things like that, and you have hype trains, it's there's K-pop emotes that you unlock.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah. So make sure you hop into Grim the Dino stream tonight and sub and gift subs. Just saying. Use that Prime Gaming.
Do it.
Today was a big day. Last month was a big day because I watched my subscribers go from like about where I'd like to stay to just plummeting down to like nothing. And I was like, yep, this was the day. This was the day that I had a lot of gifted subs. So
yeah, that kind of hurt. Yeah, I feel you on that.
It definitely hurts, man. You're like, oh God. You feel like you have an average going as like month to month. You're like, yeah, I think I figured out where the average is, and then you just fall off of a cliff, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm completely effed here.
That's how my academic career would go. Like first couple weeks of class, like I'm doing real good, and then all of a sudden things get hard. It's like, well, off the cliff I go, off the Dummyville.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Knowing how to read is essential for learning. Well, you ready to get this show on the road?
Let's do this.
Yep, with that, I mean, we're going to get an RV and we're going to make this a traveling road show.
You know what? Hey, I mean, I can think of worse things than being trapped in an RV with you two guys.
I don't think you can. I just want to
know if you guys are both down for some Rocket League after the show today.
It's probably going to be a no from me. This is the rare Monday night that my wife's coming home. I'm going to hang out with her.
Well, it's probably going to be a yes for me because this is the rare night my wife doesn't come home because I don't have one. So
God, that was so wow. Deadite, you gotta watch that clip. Oh no, did he share a clip in the chat?
Oh boy. Deadite, you gotta.
Let's see.
Yeah, I definitely. If it's the scary game clips, I shat myself so bad. Like I jumped and screamed. Sounds came out of my mouth that I was unaware that I could make.
The one
Man,
that you did.
We don't still have the clip of me losing my mind that one time Grim and I played Friday the 13th.
Oh my gosh.
And I dove out the window.
Yes.
So I didn't know Grim was Jason. And all of a sudden I'm hearing the song, I'm hearing the music. creep up, and I freak out and I just dive out a window and get hurt. And then he walks right up to me and murders me. But I'm like, I just dive out the window, no
and
chill.
I'm streaming the whole thing. I'm like muting myself. I'm like, guys, watch this. And I'm creeping up the stairs, and I just see him just bolt himself off of a 2-story house. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. There was this one sound that I don't. Oh my gosh! When you hit that, he was like,
dude, I'm telling you, man. It was one of those like, I can't even try to mimic it, but it was like one of those like that. It was like a multi but it just came out of me naturally, and yeah, I think it was the first time I died. The first time that a creature got me, I was just like instantly like paralyzed, screaming. That game, it's not a game. It's a form of torture. It's not a game at all.
Oh man,
I'm not sure I'll ever play it again. Honestly, that was $15 not well spent.
I bought it and watched you play and turn and ask for a refund. I said nope.
I was like, this game is probably not healthy for me.
Oh man, yeah, I can't even find. I can't even find the clip.
Yeah, the clips are there. Trust me, someone made them, and there's even more potential for clips. That we just gotta go through the VOD, but man, I think there's 3 clips made off of that stream, and all 3 are pretty good. Yeah, Super Lars, put the good one in chat. Oh boy.
Oh wait a minute.
Thank you, Super Lars. I really appreciate it. You're a god among insects, man. Something like that.
Oh boys. Oh, all right. If we're ready, the NZXT H1 is back in stock, and the sexy black tower it is. So I may have
the H1 is.
Yeah.
That little ITX thing.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
but it's been sold out for ages.
Yeah, but I may have to talk to you and have you throw together or rebuild something to get your opinion on specs for a second PC.
You're gonna do a 2 PC setup?
Yeah, like my favorite streamer does. I want to be like him when I grow up.
Oh, thank you. We're not recording yet, so what's up? Can this be said on air though?
Just let us know. Let me know if you need an alibi.
Okay.
I like the question mark.
Who won Jeopardy? Her final bet was 8008.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm into it. My new favorite Jeopardy winner.
I like that Jeopardy players are getting just as dumb as us.
What did the host have anything to say about it?
He's like, that's an interesting bet. And she just kind of like was like,
Perfect. I like it.
Which like they have rules about what you're allowed to bet.
Yeah.
Like you can't bet like 420, or I don't think you can bet like 420 or like 69.
Yeah.
But she got away with boob.
Got away with boob. She got away with boob, guys.
Giggity.
That's awesome.
Oh, you appreciate.
Look at my whispers. Oh, player 1 Miggy, look at your whispers, I think.
Okay.
Merciless bet next time you'll turn off sound alerts. No, Merciless, I won't. That was the worst part. Snow and I with the sound alerts is that people were scaring us before anything actually even happened.
Yeah, they were going off like crazy.
I mean, that's the whole point of them, so that's why we gotta keep them on, Merciless. But yeah, the T-Rex roar when you're sitting there like creeping around in the scary house just waiting for something to kill you, it makes it 1,000 times worse. Dude, Snow Foxy has a clip, you guys, that I've watched probably 100 times now. That it's the Baby Shark song, but it starts off and she just goes from like a serious face to just instant fear and screaming, and then realization that it's Baby Shark, and then like just tells the stream to stop. But the first 5 seconds of that clip is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I've watched it so many times. I was crying laughing at it. and I'm very happy to realize I wasn't the only one suffering from our fan base here, showing all that love. All right, episode 332. Your PlayStation is spying on you. That I already talked about what we're going to be covering, but just remember to interact in the chat, guys. We'll keep an eye on it. If you make a point on one of the news topics, they will bring it in, give you a shout out. You'll influence the podcast. If you can't stay for the whole thing, you can watch the VOD here on Twitch. You can watch the entire video on YouTube. You can obviously catch the audio podcast on all your major podcast outlets. If you don't know what those are, that's like, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, TuneIn Radio, wherever it is you like to hang out. So make sure you're subscribing, you're hitting that 5 stars, you're leaving us a review, all that type of stuff, wherever it is you'd like to listen to your podcast helps a ton. So yeah, we're going to get into it, and we will talk to you more after, and then it looks like at least Miggy and I will be converting over to some Rocket League after the podcast, so if you are interested in joining us to play some just chill Rocket League, let us know.
And hit that record
Take it
button.
away.
Per Super Lars, hit the record button.
God, you guys are so good. So good. We are recording. Deadite, this is a recording. Delete this part. Okay, cool. Got it.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Alive, surging up from the depths of the sea on a tidal wave of
GameZillaMedia.com.
Video game makers believe that their products are starting to attract a whole new market.
The voice of a gaming generation.
The competition in this industry is so fierce, but we did manage to get a glimpse into the future.
Real gaming opinions.
The obvious question is, of course, how long will this smashing success last for video games?
The last line of defense in major gaming news.
The GameZilla Podcast.
Look, there comes one of them now.
Welcome to the GameZilla Podcast, your last line of defense in major gaming news. I'm your host, Grim, and with me in the GameZilla Media Studios, I really wish that was true, but it's not, remotely, my producers, the Deadite Knight, and player one, Miggy. How's it going?
Going good. Listen. We are inside the studio of your heart, Grim. That's where we reside for now.
Well, I don't know. I guess maybe.
Guys, I've had a big week after the smash success that McDonald's has had with the Travis Scott meal and the Jay Balvin meal. They're actually working on a Deadite meal. I'm pretty excited to announce that here first. You really get that on the McDonald's app pretty soon. It's going to be a full-size bag with the old fries that they couldn't sell that got cold, just filled halfway up. A couple loose meat patties thrown in with a drizzle of sweet and sour sauce and a cup of water with no ice. So, and that's going to cost $9.95. So pretty excited for that one to make it to market. They'll look for the Deadite meal coming your way soon.
Man, that's way better than what they pitched me. They just said they'd take all the expired McRibs and throw them into a box, and they call that the Grim.
Yep. The McGrim.
I mean, mine was just a bag of napkins and loose straws. I mean, you guys got way better deals.
Yeah, things are moving and shaking here at the GameZilla Podcast. We're lining up new endorsement deals unlike any other podcast available on the internet.
Well, we are here live for episode 332 of the GameZilla Podcast, your elite free DLC for all your gaming news. And like I said, we're live on Twitch every Monday night. And already here live on Twitch, we got people dropping Grim's Hole already, tying it into the McGrim. So yeah, if you haven't enjoyed this live chat while we do this podcast, then you're missing out on a whole nother level of GameZilla Podcast greatness. So make sure you swing by and check out the live stream sometime. Okay, well, before we get into this week's episode, we need to thank our patrons.
Yeah, just in case this hot deal with McDonald's falls through, which it likely will because I'm quite the cantankerous business partner, we need your support at patreon.com/GameZilla Media. That's where you can go to support the GameZilla podcast and all the shows on the GameZilla Media Network. Just $1 per month. That's your starting point for supporting GameZilla. There is an exclusive content level that comes in at a sweet $5 per month. That is half the price of the Deadite meal. And you will get far more audio greatness than you would in a bag of old fries. And you'll get one bonus show provided to you by each show on the GameZilla Media Network every single month that you won't receive on Spotify or iTunes or any other podcasting platform. It's available only to our patrons, also including special early access to the GameZilla podcast and the ability to vote in polls. We try to give you as much as we can there. So head on over to patreon.com/GameZilla Media. And there is no toy in this box, just good podcasts.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, I mean, I found something to riff on, just stupid talking about fast food. You know, that's the only other podcast I could do is talking about fast food. We've gone over this.
True. All right. Well, before we get into the news here, just want to remind everybody that Deadite has a birthday this month.
Ooh.
And for his birthday / deal that he shook on, we need to make his dreams come true. And I had mentioned this a couple weeks back. I will officially be starting to collect donations to the cause that is known none other than the creation, the birth of Butterboy.
Butterboy, 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 Butterboy.
I mean, I'm really bad at knowing how to feel in situations because I'm maybe a sociopath. I really have a hard time knowing how to feel about this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's great and terrifying at the same time.
Yep. So if you're hanging out on the live show or you're listening to the podcast for the first time ever, then you haven't been able to learn what is Butterboy yet. But Deadite has a second personality within him that is 10 times better than the Deadite, and it's named Butterboy. So we've had the privilege of meeting Butterboy, and we love him too much to let him hide within that body. So we decided to make a deal back in the day that said if we get Butterboy a brand new Xbox Series X, he will then convert his username to Butterboy and forever be known as the Butterboy. There on Xbox. So yeah, we're gonna make that happen. I already have. I was able to acquire the pre-order, so now we'll be accepting donations anywhere from $1 on up to help fund this and make it real. The community has to come together and believe in Butterboy so that we can forever just make this an amazing moment that his wife will be so happy that has happened, and that way this memory will never be forgotten of the day that he was tricked. The day he was tricked.
A handful of butter.
Into eating a chunk of butter that was supposed to be cheese.
And then my wife just cooked me on a Snapchat by calling me Butterboy, and it spread. It's weird because I don't know of a situation in my life, in my time on Earth, where there's been an agreement that I engaged in that involves a gift that would strip me of my dignity. Like, there's just so many strange feelings going on over what may be the last few weeks of being the Deadite Knight.
Yeah. Well, we have a we have a $500 goal, right? The system's $500, and I can already tell you that we've hit 100 out of 500 because that's my donation to this. is that I'm going to put 100 of my own dollars into this, and then obviously, let's be honest, if I only make $1 out of the community, then I'm going to donate the rest of the money because it's going to happen. But no. So yeah, the donations will be live. If also if you contribute to anything live in my stream through the donation link, that'll be for the month of October right now. We'll be just pointing that towards the Deadite Fund, aka the Butterboy Fund. So somehow I have a cat that's got locked in my room here, and it's just all of a sudden it's yelling at me. I don't even know where it came from, but yeah.
Grim's hole?
Yeah, but But we got Samus here. So Samus, she's just part of the podcast now.
I miss her.
The guest I've been clamoring for us to have.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, that'll be active live starting tonight. Tonight, when we're playing Rocket League, your donations can help Deadite become Butterboy and realize and become his full self, his true pinnacle being.
My final form of heart congestion and obesity.
And we can move him away from the Deadite name and really get him into playing some Xbox with us and playing Rocket League on a whole new level. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, stay tuned for that. If you guys want more information, I will explain it in the stream after the show tonight. But we do actually have video game news to get into. So, Miggy, let's get into the news.
News.
Perfect. Topic number 1, 2K under fire for adding unskippable in-game ads.
Oof.
Oh boy, 2K. I feel like 2K really hasn't done anything wrong in a long time. This is probably their first just mishap in forever. So maybe we just give them a pass. You know, I mean, they're really a good company.
Okay.
Okay, topic number 2. No, I know I'm the only one on screen right now, but I'm looking at Deadite and he is just like fuming. He's fuming.
I was considering dropping the call. Like, I'm out. I won't stand by idly and let anyone prop up the sins of 2K. Those money grubbing douchebags.
2K has come under fire from NBA 2K21 players for adding unskippable in-game ads. 2K recently added unskippable ads into the full-price basketball sim pre-game loading screens across all platforms. So we gotta all of our this is being pulled from Eurogamer. All of our sites, our news articles that we're pulling will be included in our postings. So make sure if you want to read this or watch the videos, you can find the links right on our website. But the video below from a user shows a ad for Oculus Quest 2 attached to a pregame video called My Team Season 2, Episode 7. The ad runs as the match is loading. You can see the loading process in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's worth noting you cannot edit your team lineup until the ad has run its course. So, same on PC as on console. Even running from SSD, you can't do anything. So, the ads hit the game just over a month after launch on PC and current-gen consoles, and ahead of the planned PS5 and Xbox Series X release. 2K did pull a similar trick with last year's game, a move that was also criticized by fans, by adding unskippable ads. For TV shows, I think was originally what happened last time. So 2K surprisingly has a bad reputation for monetization of the NBA franchise. Shocker. In 2019, the video game age-rated organization, this would be in Europe, so the PEGI said it was very aware that NBA 2K20 got too close for comfort to teaching players gambling after it received a complaint about a controversial casino trailer. That's right, people. We got ads inside of our video games that not only, I mean, you know what? If you're watching us here on twitch.tv/GameZilla Media and you're not subscribed, you probably have to watch an ad before our show actually loads in. I mean, that's bad enough, but to have ads inside our video games, it'd be one thing if 2K21 or 2K, let's just say 2K in general, wanted to be like goofy and like put fake ads into their presentation of a game and have fun with it. It's another thing to actually try to sell me a VR headset inside of your game. Deadite, what do you think about this? Your favorite publisher / developer, I mean, they've done no wrong to you in the past. How do you feel about them really starting to take advantage of their player base?
You know, I see no moral issue with this whatsoever. I think that that people just need to get with the times and enjoy watching great ads for things like the Oculus iBurn or whatever it's called. It'll all be fine. You've already paid $60 for a game. Why not buy more crap that you don't need? I don't know. No. Here's the thing. I understand the purpose of a video game from a large publisher is to make money off of it. So I understand shoehorning ways in to make money. There should be either a function within the options to turn these advertisements off, and or if you're going to have a microtransaction riddled pile of garbage like 2K typically produces, you should be earning in-game currency for every ad you sit through. If there was incentive for me as a player to sit through an ad while my stuff loaded and I was getting a few credits on the back end, I'd probably leave it on. I'd probably sit through it. It wouldn't bother me. If you're someone streaming the game, that's pretty terrible. Grim, you wouldn't want your channel to have more ads on it than is necessary. You're not making anything on the back end out of that. So those should be something you should be able to turn off or skip and incentivize the players.
It's funny. That's something that you bring up, the streaming aspect of it. It would be interesting if you are streaming the game that you got a cutback. Like you got like some of the revenue for the advertisement showing on your stream while you're playing the game, if you so choose. One, since it's unskippable, yeah, you should definitely get the cutback. But if you did have an option, if you chose to leave it on, like you were saying, that I mean, you should get a kickback from, letting it pollute your stream.
Yeah. Or what about, hey, it's a $60 game without ads. We'll say a $30 version of it with ads or something. Like you can
right.
Like if there was any sort of way around the ads that was not above the $60 price point, I'd be in support of it. Because, I'd be more likely to play a sports game if it was a lower cost of entry and there were ads. Yeah, I'd be the type of person that would play it, because I'm not going to spend $60 on the annual sports release, which we are seeing a trend of being less innovative and more poorly put together than they ever have been. Well, that might be a stretch, but at least in the last 20 years.
Well, I think you already hit it right, is that we already live in this world where Among Us, for example, is on mobile is a free download. It's one of the hottest games right now, and you can download it on mobile for free with ads. And if you want to have that game on your phone without ads, it's $2. Right? It's that same concept, just on a bigger scale here. And we've already seen it. Even, we brought up Twitch and how people might have to watch pre-roll ads, or even if the streamer itself fires off an ad when they go take a break. Yeah, you know what? To watch somebody on Twitch is free, but if you pay $5 a month and you subscribe to that channel, guess what? You can avoid the ads. So, like you're just saying, there's ways to handle this better, which is like if you really want to try to make money, then offer your game for a reduced price or free, a free version, and then load that up with the ads, and then yeah, have a premium edition that avoids the ads. And then that, not only does that solve this problem, but now you have an upsell that people are used to already. So it's not like you're trying to invent the wheel here. People do this every day when it comes to product. You can go sign up for things like CBS All Access, right? My wife just got really into watching some shows that you can only watch on that platform. And they actually give you two versions. They have a reduced price version that has ads, and then they have a more expensive version that doesn't have ads. And so she signed up for the cheaper version, and we watched one show with the ads, and it was so bad. They were like, "Nope, here's more money. Take our money and give us no ads." Like, they instantly upselled us after one show. Like, and we weren't even complaining about it. We were complaining about the ads, and we're like, just here's the extra $4. Just let us get away from these. So this isn't a hard fix, and for them to just shoehorn stuff in. It's one thing to have product placement, and right now I just gravitate towards Death Stranding and how they did product placement with Monster energy drinks. It didn't bother me at all. If anything, it was kind of funny. but it also didn't cause you to have like a game stoppage where you had to watch something that you don't want to watch. And if you play 2K21 enough, are you really going to have to watch this ad for a VR headset that maybe you don't give two shits about 100 times? And so for me, I don't know, I look at it that way. Also, there was a great point brought up in the chat, and that was or sorry, not in the chat, but it was in the article that we were reading. It'll be interesting to see how they handle this with PS5 and Xbox Series X, considering the brand new systems have been just like promising and showing how there are no load times. So now you have this brand new game that's supposed to load in 2 seconds that you have to watch an ad, which then defeats the whole purpose of fast loading because you got to watch the ad. Now, it's even worse if the PS5 and the Xbox Series X version doesn't have the ad. Then we're going to be like, wait a minute. So what? You're punishing people that can't jump into the next gen of systems by making them watch ads, but these people over here don't have to because you don't want to take away the experience of the new system? Like, it just is a bad idea all the way around. All the way around. It has to change. This is like, I can't imagine what the deal is here as far as let me put your Facebook Oculus ad in here and we're going to make a ton of money off of this from Facebook. I really just don't imagine it's actually that lucrative to 2K. And so to me, when you look at how many people it's upsetting in your fan base, it's upsetting. And you already have so many issues of trying to keep face with your company. Like, is it really worth it? Could you just do better? It's the same thing that we've talked about with other companies. We're not asking you to revolutionize the gaming industry. We're like, there's a way that has clearly been accepted by gamers, and why wouldn't you just follow that path? Because it still would make you money, and people wouldn't nearly be as upset. It'd just be status quo. So I don't know here, but I think this is just a bad look again for 2K. Doesn't surprise me because of who it's coming from, but overall, like, and you know, in the chat, Johnny Riot makes a good point. Is that bad idea or not? They keep selling, and that's the problem, right? Is that 2K right now, as far as NBA 2K, is too big of a franchise to cause the fan base to not buy the game. And so, and the other problem too, though, this came from Johnny Riot. The other problem, though, is that this wasn't active when they bought the game. They waited a month to turn it on. So everyone already, you know, not everyone, but a ton of people already bought the game before they said, "Oh yeah, here, now you have to do this." So remember, like, so that's actually even a bigger situation that the right kid is going to come along with a parent that's willing to go down this road. And just like Nintendo's getting sued by a kid, 2K is about to get sued by some kid because of this alteration that's been made. And sure, I'm sure if you dig into the agreements and stuff, maybe something was hidden in the agreement back at launch when you first played the game that this was on its way. But if it's not, this is actually a lawsuit that they could have to pay out on. And with as many copies as they sold, not a good look for 2K once again. And Super Lars brings up another good point. At 10 years old, a kid can't legally accept the agreement either. So, you know, like, I mean, it's just dumb. It's also a 10-year-old, like, you're spamming something because people don't watch TV anymore and they live on YouTube and they've all paid their $3 every other which way to avoid ads. So these companies are trying to figure out how to get their product in front of people's faces. I get that. But like smashing a Oculus Rift Quest 2 or whatever in front of me while I'm trying to load into a basketball game means absolutely nothing to me. I hate it when this stuff happens, to the point that when it happens, when I can't skip it, I literally grab my phone and put my head down to basically I know the company can't see it, but this is basically my big middle finger to their ad is that I purposely just go, I'm going to look at my notifications, even if I just looked at them 10 seconds ago, and completely shut out this ad because you are not getting me to watch this ad. Like, that's literally my mindset when they try to do stuff like this. Miggy, you got anything on this topic?
No. Other than there should be actually ads in any paid for game, especially for paying $60 and the next gen price $70 is completely unacceptable in any games. I mean, there should be no. I shouldn't see a speck of ad skippable or unskippable. Product placement is fine, like you said, with Death Stranding, and I even went back and played Alan Wake, and they had Alan Wake had Lincoln. And then I forgot what the next game was. Was it Quantum Break had I think was it Toyota or Nissan?
Nissan, yep.
And Virgin Mobile. So they were in billboards
Yep.
and stuff in there. So they were advertising without being intrusive. I can understand. Now if 2K wants to go free to play, then yeah, go ahead. Throw your ads in there, with the option to pay and get rid of the ads. But if we're paying full price, or not we, because I'm not a sports guy, but if people are paying full price for sports games, then they should be they shouldn't be treated as such.
Yeah. And with sports games too, you have so many opportunities. Like, you could throw real ads on the court like they do in real life, and it wouldn't even bother me because it would make it more authentic to me. Like, things like that wouldn't bother me. But it's when you force me to watch something before I can even edit my lineup. Like, that's insanity. I mean, even TV's gotten to the point where they want to run a State Farm ad. They go picture in picture, and they let me still focus on the football game while the ad's running on the right hand side. Like, if I really don't want to look at Aaron Rodgers throwing a ball 100,000 feet in the air, and then the dog saying "F you" for the millionth time in one game, I don't have to. But you're telling me when I play a video game, I do. Like, it's just ridiculous. And needing an agreement or not needing agreements or anything like this is that this type of stuff, the right person comes along with a little bit of money in their pocket, and 2K has a problem on their hands. So just stop being stupid and just do things better. Like, why do you have to suck so much? Like, as a publisher, why do you suck so much? Why?
Quote of the show. But it's funny that you mentioned that, Grim. I think with the latest UFC, they did that. They put ads in their realistic ads. So, like, at the bottom of the screen where the clock is, there's an ad in the middle for The Boys 2, and then when it transitions to the replay, it goes The Boys 2, and then transition. It's like a second or two, and people were upset about that because they're advertising a full price game. But it wasn't like I don't want to say it was forced, but it didn't break the flow of the game. It was like you're watching a real match, but still they were advertising.
Yeah.
I get it. People need to make money. Like, I just don't want people making money getting in the way of me enjoying my video game.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
as soon as these Oculus Quest commercials turn into like Cialis commercials, I'm going to feel personally attacked. And then that's when I'm going to go to 2K headquarters and fist fight someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been close, 2K. We've been close.
Super Lars also made a mention that the U.S. government has come down hard on YouTubers targeting ads at children without disclosing that they are going to marketing to harm. Marketing to them might end up happening in this situation as well. Yeah, if you're not disclosing things and you're just trying to push a product onto people, like, it's just never going. It never works. It never works well. This exposure, especially like whoever the ad is, they have to look at it and say, this doesn't help your product. When people are mad about this, they also tie your product into it. So right now, Oculus, your product looks worse than it did before this to me. And I'm someone that currently right now is considering buying a VR headset. And your product looks worse in my eyes because I hate that this happened, and you were the one that allowed your ad to be put there. So you're part of this problem now, is how I look at it. So, I just, for me, and it may not even be Oculus directly. It could be a marketing agency that has a deal with Oculus. Doesn't matter. Perception's perception. I see the product. I see the name. I don't like where it's at. you're instantly a negative ad now. That's how the world works. You get 5 to 10 seconds before someone goes, I like you or I don't like you. Like that's it.
There is a brand of yogurt I refuse to buy because their commercials were way too often on Hulu, and I found the wording kind of smug. And now every time I see that yogurt in the store, even if it's on sale, I'm like, hell no, I'm not buying your smug yogurt. It ruined Hulu for a month.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It puts a bad taste in your mouth that you remember. You remember it, and that's the thing. He goes on.
And
to
we
say,
all know I have product rage.
Right, you do. Super Lars goes on to say, I don't want the next Madden I play to be so realistic that it takes 4 hours to play a game because I have to watch 5 commercials every change of possession. Exactly. Johnny Riot also says Facebook doesn't care. Everyone already hates them. You got a good point there, but Facebook does care, but I like the joke for sure. I mean, obviously Facebook is hated by many, but yeah, I mean, still, it's a bad look for everybody involved. And this is not the thing I'm happy about is that gamers are making a fuss and people are making their voices heard, because the last thing I want to see is people just accept it, and then it becomes the status quo. And here we are. Every game has ads. You're playing God of War, and as it's loading, you're watching a commercial for, M&Ms. I don't know. Like that's the last thing I want to see.
Boy, fetch me my chocolates.
Not see if it was an ad where Kratos was involved in it. I might be more interested. But yeah, so anyways, that's what's going on here. Let us know what you think in the Discord. Join. It's a great community, the GameZilla Media Discord. If you're watching this live, there's going to be a link popping up for you. If not, head on over to GameZillaMedia.com, click on that community tab, and join today. All right. Topic number 2. Things are getting interesting. Sony will let PS5 owners record their voice chats and snitch on fellow players. This feature has arrived as part of the PS4's 8.0 update and will be available on the PS5 as well. But yeah, basically, PS4 users who downloaded the latest 8.0 update got a message stating that Sony had the right to record their voice for moderation purposes. So basically, it popped up as a toast notification would, right in the upper corner, saying voice chats may be recorded for moderation. By joining, you agree to being recorded. And basically, Sony's gone on to saying that following this update, users are seeing a notification about party safety and that voice chats in parties may be recorded. Voice chat recording for moderation is a feature that will be available on PS5 when it launches and will enable users to record their voice chats on PS5 and submit them for moderation review. The pop-up you're seeing on PS4 right now is to let you know that when you participate in a chat with a PS5 user post-launch, they may submit those recordings from their PS5 console to Sony. So based off of the Sony language, it doesn't seem like Sony's actively listening to your conversations, because I think that's what everybody freaked out about at first. They were like, oh my God, they're listening. Everything in your house is listening to you. Your damn cell phone, your Google Home, your Alexa, whatever you have, they're all listening to you guys. Like, why do you think you have these amazing ads that always pop up in front of your face about the thing that you just talked about to your dad or to your best friend or whatever? Because guess what? Your shit's listening to you. But as far as privacy concerns, everyone freaked out thinking, oh my God, when I play games now, Sony's listening to me. Not the case. This whole system is set up to try to stop the toxic chat system that we've lived with for so many years. So instead of worrying about, oh, I'm never going to join a public chat in a video game ever again because I'm tired of people telling me, to slit my wrists and kill myself, now we could actually have a tool to use against those people that believe that they cannot be harmed and they can say whatever they want when they're hiding behind their keyboard or their controller or whatever. So for me, I honestly don't care about this at all because, I mean, as a streamer, everything I say is recorded into a VOD of which anyone can make a clip of it and then send it anywhere because I don't care because I'm putting myself out there. Now, for someone like Deadite who doesn't stream currently, I don't know what his view on it is. So let's hear. What are your thoughts on this this new thing?
I'm one of the people that falls on in your camp. Like, I've just accepted that most things I do are being listened to, recorded, published, shared, and like I'm a person who agreed to that before it was the trend of the internet because I went into a career field that was I was on the radio. Like I'm used to being watched or listened to. Like it's just it's just been part of my life. So it doesn't change my mentality. And I'm gonna be honest, I think people too often in 2020 say things believing there's no consequence, that they're words, that anyone can get away with anything. We live in a society where it's just like people don't ever want to own up to what they say or what they do. And hey, if someone is saying something that is just outright offensive, like again, I'm not someone who gets offended, but if someone's telling me to kill myself, that's an offensive thing. That is the definitively unoffensive thing to say to someone else. If someone and I'm sure I could lean it to our other friend here in the chat who's experienced it more than I have, but we all know people say awful racist things all the time in voice chats, and that's been something that's okay in the world of gaming for some reason.
Gamer word.
So you know, I'm sure Miggy has experienced that way more than I have. But if that sort of thing gets cleaned up because it's a tangible and proven way you can report people actually being bad to each other, I don't have a problem with it because guess what? I'm not hopping into voice chats with people and being mean to someone that's not my personal friend. I'll be mean to you guys all day. You guys have already agreed to be my friend. That's just how it works. I'm not hopping in with some 12-year-old kid telling him I'm going to come over to his house and beat up his family because he's bad at some game I like. Like, I'm not doing that. I only threaten 2K. Those are the people I'm going after. So,
and you nailed it. You nailed it here. I think in the world we live in and the problems we've seen recently is that this is a form of bullying, right? And we've talked so much about kids that have been just beaten down to the point where mentally they break and they kill themselves over video games or over the fact that they're afraid to go back to school because even when they leave school, they like back when I was in school. Like, I was bullied, sure, but I was able to go home and get away from it because there wasn't this thing called Fortnite. There wasn't this thing called the internet. There weren't these things that were always in my face, never letting me disconnect as a human being. That is here now, and we're watching kids break. And we've tried to build so many protection levels like in the real world and get people help that need help when this stuff happens. But when you basically sit there and say, hey, when you get online and you play the biggest video game in the world that everybody's playing and everybody compares each other to, in this game, and it even helps decide your popularity amongst people, we don't care anymore. Whatever happens there, it's not no one cares. It's a wild, wild west when it comes to that. That's not okay. Because that's where people go to escape. We've talked about how many times video games are where we go to escape when we're stressed out, when we're upset, when we just want to relax. And so for me, to have this mode put in place, I think is a super smart idea because finally the keyboard warrior, as we like to call them, obviously not if you're a PS5 then you're a controller warrior or whatever, but the concept of hiding behind a screen and feeling like you are invincible is potentially damaged. I don't want to sit there and say it's erased and it's going to be perfect, but it is going to cause people to get banned. It is going to cause people to lose money because of it. It is affecting situations that may push someone back that doesn't have a filter, that doesn't understand what they're saying is hurtful, and stop them. And if it does that, then the only way to look at this is good. Now, the other angle of this that I would agree can draw concern is how can this tool be manipulated? Okay, from a content creator standpoint, how can someone manipulate the tool to say, well, you know what? I just don't like Grim. I'm going to get him in trouble with Sony or Twitch or whatever, right? I mean, they already have to worry about that, is that people can report me anytime they want through Twitch. But now I have to worry about the fact that I could end up getting my brand new system bricked if someone wants to manipulate the situation. So context comes into play as I'm talking. Like you said, I like to joke around with my friends and say things that maybe I wouldn't say to a complete stranger. Okay, I still have to keep in mind the fact that if I'm streaming, someone can still clip that, report it to Sony. Sony doesn't understand that you're my friend of the last 10 years. They don't care. So, and that's that I guess I could see that angle being a concern, but no one should be upset that this exists because we've been talking about this for years, that something needs to happen to clean up the gaming world because we are a joke when it comes to everybody else. When people are like, oh yeah, gamers, you want to talk about one of the most toxic communities in the world, it's gaming. Like, it's known, like we're basically branded that we're bad people, that we're assholes, that we say things we shouldn't say. Like it happens all the time. And now that the industry wants to step forward and the company wants to actually try to do something to help, we all want to sit, well, not all, but a lot of people want to sit here and complain about it. And I'm just like, you can't be a hypocrite like this. You can't cry wolf and say change needs to happen. And then when change happens, be upset about it. So, and I mean, I don't know. I think for me, I'm looking forward to it. It's very young. I want to see the limitations of what they're implementing, and use it to see what what could be the downfalls of it. But overall, I mean, this is a good step. And I think I saw Super Lars saying in the chat here that he hopes that Microsoft follows suit. I hope everybody does. If you're playing on Steam, there needs to be, you're playing anywhere, there needs to be that ability to sit there and capture something, so that way, because the report button has already existed in so many games, right? You can report people left and right for cheating, for language, for whatever. And I play League of Legends, one of the most toxic games in the world. It's gotten a lot better. I'll give Riot a lot of credit that over the years they've found ways to make it where you feel like you can report somebody when they really go off the deep end. And I've actually had it where I signed back into the game a couple days later and they go, your report has led to a ban. And I go, oh, I actually feel like my voice was heard, even though it was me typing and just clicking a couple boxes. Now, if you're telling me that like I could capture, I could capture, upload a clip or a voice clip or something like that to actually prove my point and lay down like the actual facts, then we're talking about actually having like a legitimate system at this point versus my word versus somebody else's word, which has led to, as Johnny Riot said, improper bans because someone just gets upset. So they go and just drop a bunch of lies down with no proof, but a company ends up looking at it and goes, "Ooh, that's really bad," and lays slaps a ban on somebody. That has happened. But giving these tools to us to properly use is only a good thing. And then the only thing we have to worry about at that point is how do people manipulate them and use them in improper ways, which unfortunately will happen. But then we learn from that, right? And we try to make it an even better system. And we're talking about party chat on the PS5, guys. If you join a party chat, like you're in a group of people that either you know or you don't, but still, like, you're joining a party chat. Like, everybody that joins my party chat knows I'm streaming, so they instantly, like, you have to agree to the fact that, yeah, you can come into my chat and talk to me, but understand you're being heard by whoever's watching, and it's turning into a VOD. So anything you say is there. You know, it's the same thing. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal in a good way, but it's not a big deal in a negative way.
It's hardly different than anything else that anyone who participates in the lives of this online generation that we all are now. It's not different. It's not different than when you go live on Facebook Live to show a video of kicking a ball around in your yard. Like, it's all being recorded. The only difference is this is a chance for a gaming company to police its player base to make sure that people are treating each other with some amount of decency. That it's like a bare minimum. Be decent to the other people that are trying to have a good time playing video games with you.
Yeah, also
not a big ask.
Also, Dork of the Ninjas brings up a good point. They've been recording this for years. I think we are just now being told. I think in a way I agree with you. Basically, the statement here is you are in a party chat that is being controlled by a server that you don't own. That's floating somewhere in some data center doing what do you think happens every Zoom meeting, every Teams meeting, whatever Discord chats? You're not doing this home server. Everybody builds servers in their home network, right? You're utilizing some data center somewhere that, guess what, is gathering all sorts of data. You're right, talking in your phone or whatever, saying things very, very evil or about certain things that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to get flagged. But you can't do these things without somehow someone come knocking on your door, calling your phone, being like, "Hey, we just need to check in on you because you just threatened somebody, that you can't threaten." Like, the world is listening in more ways than ever every day. Get over it. Or get off the grid and stop worrying about it. Those are your two options.
And if you're interested in gaming off the grid, the Legend of Retro podcast is a wonderful experience of classic gaming. Gaming from yesteryear off the grid. No voice chat needed.
Perfect.
All right. If you want to keep talking about this or share your feelings on the topic and how you feel about this update and how you would like to, how it's going to help you or what you're afraid of, things like that, then join the Discord and let's keep talking about it in the GameZilla Podcast channel. Our last topic of the show: Microsoft extends Xbox Elite 2 controller warranty after hardware issues emerge. What? No. Hardware
Microsoft's
issues?
never produced things that just seemingly break for no reason in a short period of time.
I didn't
They
go
don't have a
through
history of
3
that.
of these in 30 days. I don't know what you're talking about. Back in the beginning when there was no problem with this controller. Microsoft is extending the warranty on the Xbox Elite 2 controller following complaints over hardware issues. They're quoted to say, "We have received claims that a small percentage of our customers are experiencing mechanical issues when using their Xbox Elite wireless controller Series 2. To ensure the satisfaction, we're extending the warranty coverage period on Elite Series 2 controllers from 90 days to 1 year from the date of purchase." I'm sorry. Why was it ever 90 days for a $200 controller? I know it's $180, okay? I get you. $180. It's a $200 controller. Let's just call it what it is. It literally almost costs half of the next gen system that I'm about to buy, and a 90-day warranty? Are you out of your damn mind? So, the warranty extension applies retroactively, meaning anyone who's incurred repair costs for the Xbox Elite 2 controller will be issued a refund by Microsoft by the end of October. The extended warranty is a welcome change from the 90 days, but it comes after a series of complaints from owners of the new Elite controller that have emerged. I'm on my 4th Elite controller. I love the controller. I just want it to work, and I want it to last. That's it. Those are the two things. At the beginning, I couldn't get a controller that the face buttons would properly work. They would not properly work. Everything else on the controller seemed great. Then I finally got one that was a little bit better, and I accepted the fact that it wasn't 100%. That's how bad it got. I accepted the fact that I wasn't going to get a perfect controller. That is not acceptable when you're buying a premium product. So then finally, I got fed up. I said, well, you know what? It's been like 8 months since I got this controller. Now I could get another one, and it'll be a different batch. Because I started to think I was just pulling from the same batch and just getting unlucky. Because I also had friends that were like, yeah, I'm not having problems. Of course, they ended up having problems, but still. So I got my 4th controller just a few weeks ago, and it does. It seems to be actually exactly the way I wanted it. Now the question becomes, how long does it last before I start to feel like it's not? And I don't necessarily use this controller every day, but for me, I stream a lot, and when I do play a game that requires a controller, it is my go-to controller, be it on Xbox or PC. And I just think for me, this needed to be day one. Like when you buy a Razer product, okay, this Razer is a company that I wasn't a huge fan of a while back, but I'm slowly realizing the value in this company. Their products are hit and miss to me sometimes, but when I grab a keyboard and it has a 2-3 year warranty on it, that makes me feel better. If I'm going to invest money into it, if something goes wrong, I'm not screwed. When I buy a graphics card that sits inside of a giant heat box, a giant box that just produces heat to kill electronics slowly but surely, and they give you a 5-year warranty on it, and then 2 years down the road it does die, and you just build an RMA and you send it off and they fix it, I feel better about that. When I have a controller for 3 months and it starts having problems and I'm out, I'm just out a couple $100, I'm not going to buy another one of your controllers is what's going to happen. And I was at that point when I bought this controller. I said, this is it. I'm going to run this controller until it starts to give me problems. And I was already looking at, well, what does Scuff have? And I don't like Scuff, but I was like, what is Scuff's options? What are Razer's options? What other options do I have out there that, I can utilize? And then of course, one thing I don't normally get into, buy the extended warranty on this damn controller through whoever you bought it to. Bought it through your Best Buy or your GameStop or whatever, and they want to actually offer you a 2-3 year warranty on this controller. This is actually a product that I would tell you, you know what? I've had 4 of them I've had 3 out of my 4 fail on me. Yeah. If you really want to use this product, it's probably not a bad idea to throw that $30, $40, whatever, a warranty on it, so that when it does fail, you can just hand it back to that company and say, is your problem now, give me another one. I don't know what else to do, but anyways, we've extended it to a year. 90 days was ridiculous. That you've seen this controller, you've been able to, you don't own one, I know, but you've obviously utilized mine in the past. Thoughts on this revolutionary decision from Microsoft?
So the first thing I have to just preface this with is it's probably the nicest video game controller I've ever used. Like, it really is a nice product. The feel, the quality of the exterior, the buttons, everything feels really nice. The customization of it is awesome. Like, it really is the ultimate experience for someone who is playing on a PC or an Xbox that wants just everything you could want in a controller that I could come up with in my mind. I can't dream up things that don't exist. But when you pay, I like rounding up to $200 because that's how I would look at it. When you're paying $200, the same price that you can buy an Xbox One S for currently, for just the controller, just the input device to play the games, you expect it, one, to last a long time. Like, you should be able to pick the thing up in 20 years and it should work as long as you can power it on, and so that people are experiencing quality issues internally in the controller, something that is a premium product, is inexcusable in my opinion. And I mean, again, you've handled it real well. I would be like having rage diarrhea if I spent $200 on a controller and it wasn't 100% perfect every single time I pressed a button or moved a joystick. Because let's be honest, I think the build quality of the $60 controller that Xbox puts out is fine. And if one of those fails, there's I guess a certain amount of, well, this is the stock controller. You expect it to last the life of the system, but if one does go out, maybe one out of the 4 you own or whatever would go out and you replace it. Like that's expected. But out of a $200 controller, there should never be a point of failure. And on top of that, there should never be a bat of the eye by Microsoft to not bend over backwards to take care of the fans that pay $200 for a first-party controller. So just extending the warranty is like the bare minimum.
Yeah, especially considering that if you have a customer that's going to spend that type of money on that type of product, you should expect that the next time they need one of those products or the next time a new version of it comes out, they're going to be that person that buys it again. Like because they want that experience. So like you need to take care of them. They should be looked at as a premium level customer because they're buying your premium level product. They're spending the extra. They don't want the $60 controller. They want the $180 controller. I mean, good God, I could buy 3 controllers for that. So for me, the problem with that controller is it has the way it feels is that every time I put another controller in my hand, I don't like it now. That's the negative. It's a good thing because how good the controller does feel. It's a bad thing when it's like, well, I'm just going to play Rocket League on a regular controller and it actually affects, and I'm sure I could get over it if I just kept trying. But like initially when I grab a standard Xbox controller or even like my Switch Pro controller or even my Razer Kishi phone adapter controller for Game Pass, I instantly feel sad because it doesn't feel like the Elite controller. And so that's the thing that has happened to me where I'm like, I want that feel. And in order to get that feel, I need this product. But this product keeps failing me. And there's not another product on the market that will give me that feel. So like you're left kind of like for people that really, really are tied to this controller or tied to a premium product for whatever it is, feeling a little bit like, well, what do I do? You know? And so I don't know. For me, I'm happy they extended it. I'm happy, I have two of these now. I have my new one, and then I have my one that like is giving me like it's usable, but like it's giving me problems. There's times where you hit the A button and it doesn't react, or there's time where you hit the A button and it does react, but it reacts twice. In a game like Rocket League, guess what? That's not good because the A button is your jump button, for God's sake. So I had like adapted to the point where I was using just paddles on the bottom because I didn't have that problem from the paddles. But with Rocket League, I don't really like to use paddles. I like using the face buttons. Well, I can't with that controller, and that's what led me to just buy a new one, and I'm happy with my new one. It seems to be, fingers crossed, it seems to be a good controller. But what do I do with this other one? Like, I was just about to sell it on eBay and say, well, it has some intermittent issues, but for all intents and purposes, it seems okay. And to sell it and just take whatever loss I was going to take on it. But now I could send it off to Microsoft and have them look at it, which then now I'm like in this boat now where I'm like, all right, well, do I let that one get repaired and just sell it? Do I repair that one and send the new one back because that's $180 I don't need to spend? Like now I'm in a new boat where I'm like, well, I got to figure out what I want to do now. So, but yeah, so either way, this is a good thing. I think this controller honestly deserves an even bigger warranty. I think they should warranty them for probably 2 years. I think it should be a 2-year warranty on something that's so expensive. I understand controllers are wear and tear, and I think I think when people are having face button input issues and joystick drift, when these sticks are supposed to be like, you're building an Elite controller and you're charging $200 for it with stainless steel rings and joysticks and stuff, like, why are they failing? What did you not test when you developed this product? And that's not my fault. at that point, and if it's because this, these stainless steel pieces are too heavy and causing strain on the joystick, then well, that's a manufacturing issue. That's a poor decision on your part that led to failure. That's not my fault because I used the controller. Now, when a controller shows up and it's cracked and looks like someone spiked it into the ground, yeah, sure. At that point, it's not your fault. But I baby this thing. I treat this controller better than a lot of my equipment because A, I believe it's fragile, and B, I want it to work. So when it does fail, I need you guys to take care of me because as long as you do, I will support you. Hands down. And that's coming from a consumer that has had 4 Elite Series 2 controllers. The controller's now officially been out for a year. Not even. We're like right on the verge of a year. And I've had 4 of them. And I still support your product. I don't know.
It's because you don't have a good alternative. That's the problem. So if you were buying a car and you wanted to buy a Cadillac, right? And you bought a couple of them and you were having serious failures with them, you turn around, buy a Lincoln. You turn around, buy a Lexus. You turn around, buy a BMW. You have plenty of other options that will give you what you want in luxury. But in the world of a gaming controller for your Xbox One or your PC, there really isn't anything that's quite comparable to the Elite.
And I've tried, right? We've tried Cinch Gaming. I've tried Scuff. I've tried Astro. Like, I like to have experience on most of like the main, like the popular controllers. Like the next one I do still want to try is Razer's Wolverine edition controller, but because that's really the last one. I mean, I've tried everything else, and some of them I like, and some of them I don't, and but none of them have felt as good as the Elite. So, hell, we've even bought the metal joysticks and tried to create our own, and adapt our own controller to have these. And yes, it works, but it just doesn't feel as good. So, anyways, if you've had a Elite Series 2, or if you've been one of those people back in the day with Elite Series 1 controllers that also had issues, jump in the Discord, talk about them. Let me know, because I've been, like I said, 4 Elite Series 2 controllers now. I still love the controller. It's still my favorite controller ever. Like, as far as comfort, as far as just the feel when it comes to playing a video game with a controller, I love this controller. But the Discord needs to, or the company needs to man up and support the product. And when you have a 90-day warranty, it basically screams to me, and I saw Elmo in the chat too. I saw on the Twitch chat say it screams that you don't believe in your product, that you believe these things are going to have problems, and you can't give a very big window because otherwise you're going to be repairing a bunch of these. That's just, again, when we talk about perception, that's the perception. When so many other products in the gaming world, when you buy a premium level product, you can usually look at it and say, oh, wow, this has got a pretty impressive warranty. Like, I just bought a $500 gaming router. It has a 10-year warranty on it. Like, that's insane. They're backing that product. They say, you are good. This is going to be your product, and you're going to have it long term, and we guarantee it. Cool. I'm down. Here's my money. But 90 days, that's just ridiculous. So, anyways, it's 12 months now, guys. You got a year. If you bought one of these even from launch and you're having a problem, make sure to contact Microsoft and get it in there for repair, because retroactively setting this up, some people that bought this at launch might be about to fall outside their 1 year at this point. And if you were like me and just accepting the fact this thing wasn't 100%, but it was 80%, get it in there. Let them take care of it for you. All right, that's our attack on the news for these topics and much more. Please visit GameZillaMedia.com, where you can read the blogs, you can watch the videos, you can hang out with us through the Discord, you can find everything that's going on at GameZilla Media right from the website. We're going to do a quick gaming moment of the week. I'll start up there with Deadite. Gaming moment of the week. What do you got for me, bud?
I continue month in and month out over the last 24 months to prove that I'm a new man. More specifically, probably over the last 14 months, I am a new man. I'm a man that starts a video game and then eventually finishes a video game, which is very new from who I've been for a long time. This week, Last of Us 2. It's in the books. I finished it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, really enjoyed the game. I'm not out here trying to spoil anything for anyone, but some of the scenes, visually and the way they presented the story were some of the very finest I've ever experienced in a video game. The gameplay is a big step up from what the gameplay was in the original Last of Us, because it's like 7 years newer, so you'd expect that. And I enjoyed playing this game more than I did the first Last of Us. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you which game is better for whatever reason. There's aspects of both games that I think you could make the argument for, but it just feels good to have this one wrapped up and accomplished, and I enjoyed the time I had with it. It took me about 25 hours.
I bet.
Congrats again. Miggy, what do you got for us? Gaming moment of the week.
Gaming moment of the week has to be well, as I said last show, I've been doing Spooktober over on my Twitch channel, and this weekend I decided to dive into Doki Literature Club. And if you come into the stream, you're like, what is this super weeby game that you're playing? It's a visual novel, and it gets dark pretty quick. Well, I won't say quick, because you play through it like a couple scenarios. The first time you play, I want to say I invested about 5 or 6 hours into the story, and then the way that scenario ends makes you want to keep going through. So the second scenario you play through it's shorter, and then the third scenario you play through it's even shorter. But it blew me away. I picked up a bunch of new followers, met some cool people that came through, gave me some tips, told me some stuff to check out while I was playing the game. Had a lot of fun playing it. I was scarred and broken through the rest of the weekend after playing it. But yeah, I highly recommend playing. If you're into visual novels, even if you're into anime, I say check it out and enjoy the ride. I don't want to get into anything. I don't want to spoil anything for you. But definitely check it out. And
what's the game name one more time?
It's called Doki Literature Club. It's a free-to-play title on Steam.
Cool.
And yeah, definitely check it out.
Very cool. Gaming moment of the week for myself is I beat Hades. So I think I talked about Hades last week and how much fun I was having with it and how close I got. And I sat back down, and I think when we last talked, I had like 9 or 10 attempts. Mm-hmm. So on my 13th attempt, so my second time sitting down, on my 13th attempt, it all came together, and I ended up with the most cheese drop ever. And so for normally I hate that type of stuff, but in a game like this where it's random drop, when you're given a gift, I don't feel bad about it. And I just ended up falling into this super overpowered build of healing when I hit and having extra generation of my super move, my God Call, when I take damage, and my God Call giving me invincibility. So when I pop it, I can then just hit and heal and not take damage. So it allowed me to keep my health bar in a game where it's so hard to gain health as you start to lose it. I could just replenish my health bar over and over and over again. And I could cheese the bosses with it too. So I was able to just go into the bosses. And yes, I still had to play smart to an extent. But if I wanted to go in and literally stand next to the boss and try to cause damage for a certain amount of time, I could. And so I worked my way on the 13th run all the way through to Hades, beat Hades, and beat the game. I don't want to give any spoilers to Hades for anybody that's playing it. We're going to leave all that out. I will say the game is a ton of fun. I'm not a roguelike fan. I don't play a lot of roguelike, but I love this game. This is one of those games like Dead Cells and Binding of Isaac I find this game to be very enjoyable, and I'm still not done with it. I want to keep running because the cool thing about this game is how it kind of keeps expanding and adding stuff to it. So this isn't really there's no story spoiler to this, but it is a mechanic spoiler. So if you want to skip for a minute, you can, starting right now. But the game opens up, and so what starts to happen is all of a sudden now you can start to evolve your weapons. So everything, like you're kind of building things out, and you're gaining little advantages here and there, that when you start the game, you start with a little bit more gold, you start with a little bit more health, and like it just helps you. It gives you a little bit more sustainability right at the beginning. But then, like, the sword that you like, there's one sword, there's one spear, there's one bow, right? Each one of those all of a sudden start to have their own leveling arc, like system, that you can start feeding into, and they actually change. The sword changes its looks, it gains additional abilities, and it allows you to, it gets you even more excited about, like, oh, well, I've played 10 rounds with the spear, I don't really care about the spear anymore. Well, now I do, because it actually acts different now. So that's really cool, on top of what they call Fury. I think, is it called Fury? Anyways, now when I go to the entrance to start my round, the scroll opens up, and I can change the world, basically. I can say that I want more creatures to spawn in, or I want less health, or I want them to be stronger, or I want whatever, all these different scenarios, and I add basically fire. I add fury to this bar, and as you level that up, it makes the game harder, but your rewards are higher. And so that's how you can gain more stuff to then continue to upgrade your weapons and other things. So it's just, replayability continues to grow. Even as I've gone 13, 14 rounds, I'm still experiencing brand new things I haven't seen in the game before. And that's what's cool. And we talked about it we talked about it last week, where like the bosses will rotate. And I don't mean like rotate where like out of order. I mean like I go into the first boss and I think it's going to be this certain woman, and it turns out to be a different version of her with different abilities. And so like you even the run through, you can be like, oh, I'm coming up to this room, I know what it's going to be. You don't. It could be one of 4 different things. So there's still chance there, in the sense of like, I've built out a certain way. Is it going to work in my advantage to whatever I end up pulling? The game's wild, man. Supergiant Games, they're legit on a whole nother level when you think about it. They haven't missed. They have not. They have now Bastion, Transistor Pyre, and now Hades. 4 games in a row, spanning across how many years, and they have not missed. Sure, their formula parts of it have been repeated and used in all these games, but they've all been unique and different in ways enough where it's like, they just get it. They just make good games. So if you haven't tried Hades out, I highly recommend it. You can play on Steam, or you can pick it up on the Switch right now. And it's a lot of fun. I've picked it up on both at this point, because I actually want to keep playing this game. Even if I'm not able to be on my computer, I can play on the Switch that way. All right, those are our gaming moments of the week. We always like to hear what you guys are up to, so please hop in the Discord and share your gaming moments and your achievements with us, and let's hang out and game together. So yeah, go to GameZillaMedia.com, the community tab, and click on that Discord button. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, never mind. I don't even have to remind you. Go for it.
No. As a reminder, we need your help. Become a patron today. Patreon.com/GameZillaMedia. Your patronage allows us to continue to produce our show each and every week here, even during the pandemic. We're still going strong. We're still talking about games. We're still getting you the news. We're still having a good time with you. So we appreciate even just $1 per month. Patreon.com/GameZillaMedia. Please consider giving us your patronage, and have to give out the big reminder, the exciting reminder, that we're not the only podcast available for you at GameZillaMedia.com. There's a lot of great shows, and I have to give a special plug to the Last Action podcast, our podcast all about action movies, because I am not only a guest on Fridays all month long talking about horror movies with the Sphinx, but this week released, if you're listening to the audio podcast, yesterday on Monday, I pestered the host of the Last Action podcast for a strong year to be like, listen, guys, you got to have me on and we're doing Darkman. You got to have me on and we're doing Darkman. And we did it. We recorded like an hour. We talked about Darkman for like an hour and a half. It's just a bunch of excitement around Darkman. And spoiler, one guy that thought it was terrible. So please listen to that podcast. You will have a fun time if you have ever seen the film Darkman. But last action podcast, action movies. But like I said earlier in the show, we have Legend of Retro, our retro gaming podcast, Noobs and Dragons, our Dungeons and Dragons podcast, and Noiseland Arcade, all about The Simpsons, available everywhere you listen to the GameZilla podcast.
Absolutely. All right, guys, this has been episode 332 of the GameZilla podcast. Remember to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and give us 5 stars. Leave us a review. Wherever it is you listen or watch us, please help us out and keep expanding the GameZilla Media Network here as we continue to grow this out. So we appreciate all the love and support. And we'll wrap it up here and remind you that we are your elite free DLC for all your gaming news. And until next time, game on.
Come on.
Yeah, game on.
Boom.
Butterboy action.
Yo.
Butterboy action. Butterboy action.
Johnny, it's roguelite apparently because the genre keeps changing. The genre doesn't really change. It's rogue. I've heard people call it roguelite, and I also see it called roguelike. Which when you look at the definitions, they are kind of merged one and the same. But
Yeah.
it's the same concept as Dead Cells and Binding of Isaac. They all have those same features. I just like the Hades story and the characters and the what do they call it? The crap. Forgot the isometric view. The isometric view of the game just feels it's more my style. So yeah, the design's amazing, and that's just Supergiant Games has never done. They've never done me wrong. I love Bastion. Transistor is arguably actually my favorite of the whole thing, just from the story. Pyre was very interesting and cool, and then Hades. I've been playing Hades since God, was it 2018 that I started playing early access of that game?
It
I
was
think so, because that's when you showed it to me.
And it was very different at that point. They've gone through a lot of, and now it's actually been a really cool time where I've revisited the game over those 2 years. I've revisited it time and time again to see the changes made to the game. And if anything, I wouldn't call it a completely different game, but man, it's close. You just bought it on Epic? Nice, man. Yeah, it's fun, dude. I love that. I loved it. Yeah, I mean, it's got to eventually go to PlayStation, right, Dork? You know, I would imagine it's going to happen eventually. I'm not sure if they've actually talked about the timed exclusivity of the game yet. It runs really well on Switch, I'll tell you that. You know, for someone that plays on their PC, I like it. It's fine on the Switch. All right, file's uploading. I'll let you know when it's done. Yeah, it runs on Mac, but a newer OS, unfortunately. Yeah, you wouldn't want to run it on your Mac. Your Mac crashes just trying to run its OS. You try to run a game on it, it might blow up. Don't do that. We need you around, Dork. We need you around. So I've met some of the guys from
I
Super
remember
Giant
playing games on a Mac.
Oh God, so do I. I met a few of the guys from Super Giant Games from convention, and I actually have their contact information. So I've going to reach out. I've been enjoying Hades so much that I'm going to reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to do a interview based, since Hades is a new release. See if we can get an interview set up to based around Hades and Super Giant Games themselves. So keep a close eye on that, because we might be releasing something special here in a little bit.
I'm hoping that next week for the gaming moment of the week, I'll be able to talk about how I finished Spider-Man, because I am at 88% of the way through the story. Because as soon as I got done with Last of Us, I switched right over to Spider-Man.
I want to get back
like, all
into
right,
that.
dude, it's fun. It's just a fun game to play, man.
So I never played the DLC, and I always wanted to play the DLC.
Yeah, so I could definitely see me going straight from the story into the DLC, just because it's such a fun game.
It is a super fun game. Have you guys seen the clips of Miles Morales version of Spider-Man with the cat in the backpack?
Oh yeah. Spider Cat.
Spider Cat is what they're calling it. It's some sort of like add-on, or like something that Miles wears on his back, and he must save a cat or something. So there's a cat in it, and like when you're wearing the backpack and you attack, the cat will come out and like attack people.
Oh,
yeah, Spider Cat, as they're saying, is slowly becoming the star of Miles Morales video game.
I mean, Spider Cat will never be Spider Pig, but I can still support it.
Yeah, we gotta exactly.
Spider Pig, Spider Pig.
Yeah, so it was 2018 because it got announced. Hades got announced at the Video Game Awards 2018. Files uploaded. 2018 on December 6th, and confirmed as one of the first third-party titles to be offered as on the newly announced Epic Game Store. So I remember that because I remember the Epic Game Store being announced too, and then that was the early access. So February about Hades and their intention to release it as an early access title on the same day of the Game Awards. So that's why I got hyped about it, because we were watching Game Awards. Super Giant came on, announced their new game, and then early access launched that day. And I literally was on Epic Game Store getting early access. Yeah, Stray is coming for PS5. The funny story, Stray is like the only game that Jade's interested in playing on the PS5. Like off launch, I should say. But my wife's a sucker for animal games. You can get around most animal games. So you guys see GameStop will reportedly get a cut of Xbox games even if you're not buying them from GameStop?
That's interesting.
Is that only if you buy the system there through like the lease program, or just like in general, they're just going to start cutting GameStop in?
It's a revenue sharing deal between GameStop and Microsoft that looks like it's actually going to affect them even outside of like sales done from GameStop, according to this latest report. There's not official details, and they believe the details will be released at the next earnings reporting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
quarter two, or not quarter two. What will we be in quarter 4 or quarter 3? Have we done it? We've reported quarter 3, so yeah, it'd be fourth quarter, I think. Anyways, next quarter report earnings. They believe more information will be coming out, but they've tied it into a similar situation as Universal AMC announced earlier this year that gave the theater chain a cut of Universal films that jumped to digital retailers early. So you know how some of these movies we can watch before now they're all doing it, but they come to Amazon Prime or whatever first, and you can watch them. Like the theaters would get a percentage of that to like help combat the fact that like some people might not go to the theater if they watch it digitally early or something. Yeah, AMC's in trouble, Lars. There's a lot of reports talking about like the future of theaters if things can't get turned around. That we might we've already seen a couple big theater companies shutting down. Even if it's temporary, they're like shutting completely down, and with the concept of trying to relaunch at a later date, or just completely shutting down. I've been watching AMC because their stock is just tanking, and like if something was to happen to turn it around, it would be actually a good stock to buy into, with the fact that if it rebounded, you could make a good amount of money off of it. But yeah, it's scary. Yeah, Regal, that's what I was talking about. They closed down temporarily.
I really like going to the theater, and so I really want the theaters to rebound, and I really want it to be safe to go to the movie theater. But it is at times like this, I'm like, man, I'm glad I have a nice giant TV and a sound bar with a subwoofer. Like I really enjoy watching movies at my house. Like I feel like I have a good experience. I've spent the money in the right way. I don't have some over the top super premium experience, but I don't have a crappy experience. So it does make pulling up these movies on streaming, or I've gotten into renting. I'm trying to save the family video by my house. I've been going in there and renting Blu-rays because I'm like, don't die, video store, I need you.
Absolutely.
So still getting a good experience is nice.
So guys,
go ahead.
So we're missing a perfect opportunity. We should get the game together, go to the movies, but the catch is we do our Among Us cosplay. Full biohazard suit, airtight. We get air canisters in there. We can watch the movies in costume while still being safe.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but AMC's hurting so bad that you can rent out an entire theater for $99.
Oh, geez. They are hurting.
You can rent your own theater for $99.
So let's do that.
I know, right? I was like, dude, that sounds awesome.
Dude, I'd throw down $100 to just have a theater for a couple hours.
I mean, 4 of you go, that's $25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means as far as like you have to provide like the movie. Like I don't understand how that works as far as, since it's closed off, does that mean since you bought it, can you just bring a Blu-ray of your choice to project onto the screen? Or like, are they going to provide films? Can you bring a video game system and project it onto the screen? Like what are the options? But yeah, Super Lars says, I'll go there just to watch football. There you go.
I think it sounds like a good time.
It could be. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I have a friend back in the day that he had keys to the theater on the campus of Central Michigan University, and one year for Festivus, he unlocked the theater and we watched Die Hard up on the giant screen and had a Festivus party in a theater that sat several hundred people, and I was like, this is a really good time.
Nice.
Wonder if $100 gets you one of the little theaters at an AMC, or if I can like, hey, for $150, can I get that IMAX?
Right.
I brought my Blu-ray of The Dark Knight. Can we go? I brought my DVD copy of the pre-digitally enhanced Return of the Jedi. I would like to watch this, please.
Oh, dear God.
I brought my
Everybody
bootleg
goes
version
blind.
of.
I brought my Lost World VHS tape. I'm hooking this shit up. They're like, sir, you can't hook a VCR up in here. Like, hell, I can't.
Challenge accepted.
I throw $8 more at him.
They're like, do whatever you want, sir. Do whatever you want.
I'm a king here at the theater now. Y'all come begging for my money.
$5 is like $35 in AMC bucks.
Yeah, it's like going to a theater in a third world country with my American dollars, but it's actually in my hometown here.
Oh, he's king. He's oh my goodness, he's the richest man here.
Dude, I pull out a $10 bill and people are just like making a human walkway for me to step up to the popcorn counter. Just walking on other people's backs.
Reminds me of that Family Guy episode. Now that you're stinking rich, we'll
Yup.
feed you.
Oh my God. Do you have a length of the episode yet or no?
Giggity.
It was like 113:09. Well, that's before I put the intro in, so it's going to be 113ish. I'll be able to give you a hard update here in another 2 minutes or so.
And I am still working on the image.
Cool.
So I when I did go into the local video store, they were doing buy one get one free on the candy in there. Anything they can do to make money. And I was like, all right, I want to keep this place in business. Let's buy some candy, which I've never bought candy at the video store. And we were doing that. And like we get out and I knew how much money I paid. And I was like, that doesn't seem right, but I don't know. I already left the building and took off my mask. It's fine. Let's just leave. Like, so what? I guess we paid full price for both candies. And again, we're talking like I was doing the mental math. I was like, that might have been like $2. And then when I got in there yesterday to rent a movie, the guy's like, you have $2.30 of credit on your account. I go, that's how the buy one, get one works. Smart by the video store to just take the money up front and then put credit on my account. So yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's kind of not the I mean,
it's not the point, but like,
yeah,
I'm trying to keep them in business with my dollar at a time rentals. So it's literally like taking a Swiss Army knife and trying to take down a tank. Like $1 at a time, I'm gonna fight this war. I'm not even gonna lie.
Is going down.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was in there, when I bought the candy, they were like, "Hey, if you give us $4 right now, you get half off rentals for the rest of the month." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." I have to come here like 2 times to get my $4 back. So okay. So my rent that I used the credit on yesterday was a 50-cent rental.
Oh my God.
So I have enough credit from buying a box of like watermelon candy for my wife to rent 4 more movies this month.
Oh wow.
See, if you were truly a fan of that video store, you would decline all the deals they're giving you and pay full price because that's the only way they're going to pay their rent.
Yeah, but you know,
like how much does it cost to keep that door open?
I gave them my $4 up front.
Think of the electricity bill alone and how many movies you have to rent for that bill to get paid.
Listen, they sell a ton of CBD stuff. I'm going to just start buying that and then selling that out of my garage at a higher price. So I'm helping them. They didn't have CBD chapstick. I'm like, dude, I like chapstick. Oh, they're 2 for $3. That's a pretty good deal on chapstick, regardless of if it has CBD in it. I mean,
interesting.
Will it help my chapped lips? Maybe. I don't know. Will it taste like butts? Probably.
The way the Microsoft deal works is if GameStop sells an Xbox, if GameStop sells the Xbox, they will get a split on all digital sales of the Xbox. The report that came out today, Dork, is that you don't have to sell the Xbox actually. But again, I don't know. Like until maybe there's something going on there. But some reports dropped today that even if you guys don't make the sale, you now have a sharing agreement that Microsoft is basically, they've made this deal with other companies, I guess, is what is the statement, is that it's a sharing agreement where they're going to give you kickback on just you being a Xbox affiliated company. They're kind of just signing you on. And so I don't know. And then in return, it sounds like your buy-in to the cloud, the Azure cloud, the O365 environment, it sounds like that wasn't given to you, that there may have been there may have been some form of purchase, and that this sharing deal may have been a bargaining chip that was placed to seal the deal. That's the reports right now that I'm reading, from more of like a analytical stock market side of things, and from the Microsoft side of things, because obviously GameStop hasn't really spoken at all about it, other than their presser that they had with Microsoft, which we didn't get a whole lot from.
I makes lunch, I make brunch each and every day.
I've reached out to a few people I know at Microsoft to see if they would be willing to tell me anything additionally that they might know, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet. I have a feeling either A, they don't know, or B, they're not allowed to talk about it.
Chocolate.
Oh, I'm sure you're 100% right, Dork, that if it indeed was an Xbox that came from you, that the margin would be higher than if it wasn't. I'm sure that makes complete sense. But the report today of potentially of GameStop creating earnings just by being Microsoft, just being part of the Microsoft environment. I think the deal is Microsoft knows that they're making a butt ton of money off the fact that you're jumping on board with their back end, that they can give you this credit on to the side and say, yeah, it doesn't even phase us.
This episode is 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Fun fact, we've never had an episode this length. Good job, guys. It's original. It's unique.
I like that.
It's pretty huge.
Do.
Now that you're stinking rich.
Are you uploading the file now?
It is currently saving.
Got it.
It has 34 seconds more of saving.
Got it.
Oh, also I played another game. It was a Friday. It was one of those PlayStation 4 freebies. It's called Here They Lie. It was a VR title.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that game.
Yeah. It was not worth the payout. Like the ending was not like I played. Like it started off like weird and dark, and because I was sitting there's like a bunch of hidden meanings in it, and like I had to get one of the guys, a Star Rider, to like explain like different nuances and stuff that was going on.
Hello.
Oh hey. I haven't
That's
seen
talking on the microphone over here.
I haven't seen you since the outside times.
Yeah, I know. Both of you, I haven't seen either of you
How you doing?
for at least 10 months.
Hey, Deadite, are you going to introduce us to this strange woman that's in your house?
That's our new co-host.
Our new co-host. Deadite,
Yep.
can you get out of the chair and can this person sit here real quick? I just want to do it. No, don't worry. Your job's safe.
And we're live.
You're hired. It's over.
There we go.
Tell Deadite he's fired.
His name is gone. His name is gone from the. Yep, there we go.
He's gone. Yep.
You've been replaced, I guess.
So tell me, what video games have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a lot of Drive Yourself to Work and Get Paid. It's this new like real experience video game where you have to like physically do everything yourself. And then you can like import your like data on your phone to see your stats.
Now, aren't you like a super genius and you like create 3D renders of like worlds.
Yeah, that's true. I do have to
So you
play,
make video games.
I do have to play a lot of what I call landscape sims to make my projects at work because I'm a landscape designer. So I do
You qualify to be on this show.
tons of 3D modeling in my day. The fun of it is building the pools to make some beautiful oasis for my customers. But it does involve a lot of the skills I got to use for Sims. Just a lot less like making characters fall in love and have sex with each other.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, actually, if you think about it, if you build this beautiful pool and all this area, the what may transpire because of it could be the same as Sims.
Yes.
I feel like
you're actually making babies in real life, is what you're saying.
I feel like I might need you to critique my Sims profile. Right. Like I've put about 1,500 hours into Sims 4, and I still can't make a house with a proper landscape. I might need your critique.
I could be there for you.
Yeah,
what you probably need is hydrangeas.
Ooh. Yeah, and her hourly rates are very fair. So you can
if you wanna spruce up your house and make it comforting to some strangers, you're gonna need some hydrangeas. You know what I'm saying?
Good God.
That's my joke. I wrote that for her.
I don't believe it. It's all her.
Who's that guy talking?
You're dead. Oh, hey, I have a follow-up question for you.
Deadite, more like dead.
Ooh.
How do you feel about the fact that I have started a campaign that is steamrolling its way to making Butterboy a reality?
Man.
Have you heard about this, first of all, or has he been keeping this from you?
Because if there's anything we should be discussing, it's Butterboy.
I have acquired a pre-order for the brand new Xbox Series X with Butterboy's name on it.
Ooh.
I am now launching the donation campaign starting tonight in my streams to raise the $500 so that we can gift Deadite a brand new Xbox Series X, which is the brand new one coming out next month. And the deal that he shook on something like, I mean, when did the Butterboy situation happen? It was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Butterboy doesn't shake on things; he spreads.
He spread wide for this one. Wide.
Yeah, it was a widespread.
It was a widespread. So, anyways, he made a deal that
Miggy's not having that one. We're gonna need to give him a moment.
This is our conversations that we're used to having. It doesn't even faze us anymore.
No.
I'm glad Grim's Hole didn't come up in that.
Right, yeah, we gotta there's a certain level. Anyways, so he made a deal with me that said if I was able to get him an Xbox Series X, he would then change his gamer tag forever.
You think it's actually changing his gamer tag, but he secretly is already using Butterboy on most platforms.
Good.
Ethan's shaking his head right now. Yeah.
But so he is going to become Butterboy when we gift him this brand new Xbox Series X. And I just wanted to say, like, since you were the one that, like, you were the catalyst that started this whole amazing journey that we've been on. How excited are you to see this actually come full circle?
I'm excited, but it's just a small part of our journey because you see, we're going for Butterboy 2024 after this next presidential election. We'll be putting Butterboy up for the true presidency he deserves. So
he'll be old enough.
Yeah, he'll be finally old enough that I will reach the age of presidency. No, he's surprised by this fact. I've already planned this out. Like, I know that. I know that this campaign can well, obviously you can use the pun for spread around right here again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
know. Do you have
American workers have been spread too thin? Butterboy 2024.
Butterboy needs to smooth out America.
Butterboy Grim.
Oh yeah, Vice President Grim.
You gotta go VP. Yeah.
I'm into it. Let's do it. Hashtag. So I don't know if you can see the chat right now, but I'm gonna read it to you. The chat right now is saying hashtag spread the vote. Hashtag I'm with Butterboy.
Yeah, we're not gonna spread virus no more. We're gonna spread.
That's right.
Butterboy.
We're also seeing that she is snarky.
What's
This
the
is
difference?
fantastic. The response of having you on as the new co-host has been very positive. So I think it's a done deal.
Great. Well, I'll be with you guys every Monday night, and
I think you're busy Monday night, so if we need to move the
No,
show
it's
permanently
fine.
for you, we'll make
that's
it happen.
true. That's true. We will move the show on my behalf.
I mean, we
Yeah.
know somebody that's not going to be doing anything on Monday nights. They can just fill in for you.
Yeah, they can go. Yeah, send them to do the labor. There we go.
Yeah,
Sorry,
maybe
Butterboy.
Deadite should become a farmer now,
Ooh.
Yeah,
and I can just have this mic more often.
I like it. I like it. Super Lars says, I want her to get my Patreon dollar.
I'll happily accept your Patreon dollar.
Well, now GameZilla has to basically donate $1 a month over to the new campaign that is up. What are we calling you? What is your name for the show?
Who, me?
Yeah,
I need
because
a- I
obviously
need a-
I'm used to
I need a
calling you.
name.
I'm used to calling you Pokey, but we just
Yeah.
saw we just saw a streamer get in trouble for that.
Yeah, but
But they
she
were-
but she
But
was
I'm the
they
true
were on-
Pokey.
Yeah, but you were so yeah. I mean, I'm used to calling you that. That's my like gamer nickname for you.
Yeah.
But just don't join OnlyFans and do weird stuff
Hold
because
on.
then
What? I need a name. Can I give him my actual name right now?
your actual name. What is your actual name?
All right, I have a gamer name for you. I think it would be a good one that maybe the people could catch on to. You could call me Oak Whistle. That would work.
What? Oak Whistle?
Yeah.
Why does hold on a second. Why are you smiling?
What?
Why are you smiling?
No. Why are you smiling? You seem like you're confused.
There's a connection to this name that I have. There's a connection.
Yeah. Interesting.
There's an interesting connection here. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research.
I need some
I have to go back.
explanation.
There is some analytics that might be on Twitch that I believe I had a secret visitor from time to time.
Oh
A
wow.
visitor.
Mhm.
Did Miggy also have a visitor?
I don't know. I might have got I don't know.
I know what you're throwing down here. I know it. We're gonna leave it at that because the mystery is more interesting to the Twitch viewers. They're gonna have to
boy.
figure it out. But interesting.
But yes,
Very interesting.
you're welcome to call me Oak. My full name's Oak Whistle, but you can call me Oak.
Professor Oak.
Absolutely.
Superlar says I'm with Oak Whistle.
What's that?
Superlar says hashtag I'm with Oak Whistle.
Yeah, Oak Whistle.
Yeah. Superlar
good.
then said I'm banning Oak Whistle.
That's fine too.
But then he said just kidding, so you're all right. Okay, Oak Whistle. I'm down. That's good. You'll be here next Monday then, right?
I'll be here
7:30
next
PM.
Monday because I still am trying to raise Patreon dollars to buy my new Butterboy a new butter dish for his birthday. So that would be much appreciated.
Ooh, okay. All right. Now
Chops.
He's always breaking ours, just like butter smash. Rah! It's crazy.
Oak Whistle is a true follower, says Chop Snyder.
Chop Snyder. Shout out to Chop Snyder.
Oh my
Butterboy over here already looking at his like dessert
Already.
for later.
He's already living it up. Already owning
Has
it.
butter over here.
Dark says Butter Grim 2020.
Butter Grim 2024, actually 2024.
Yeah, 2024.
We gotta wait until Deadite is old enough to be president. I mean,
Yeah.
Grim, obviously, yeah, he could be
Yeah.
president now. So
Yeah, well,
just gotta wait for.
I don't
Deadite.
want the pressure. I'm not smooth enough. That's definitely Butterboy's job.
Yeah, you're not smooth like butter.
No.
See, I told back in the early conceptual stages of this Butterboy thing, I told him, he and I, we could like team up during our podcast, be Butterboy and Butterball. I mean, hey, we could, we could take this thing off,
Oh my god. This is the first time running to Grim. I don't want the job. Thank you, Super Large. Yeah, you understand. VP is definitely my place. That's my place. I've ran GameZilla Media for 6 years. I've done my term. I need VP status where I can kind of just be in the back seat.
Yeah, it's a switch.
You know, it'd be your luck though. You get the VP position, so just sit in that chair like the president chokes on a roll or something. Then hey, you got the job.
I'd be there to save him. So it's all good. he can't go down then because then responsibilities transfer and I'm not in. I'm just not there. I'm not in there. Not me.
At least there's a campaign that we've figured out already. We're ahead of the game by 4 years.
First of all, Chop Snyder, her name is Oak Whistle. Okay, we don't use government issued names here.
If anyone would be interested to seeing Oak Whistle stream, let me know. I could.
That's actually what he's asking. When does Oak Whistle start her stream?
My gosh,
we got to get that going.
We can get you going. Sims build, Stardew Valley.
I believe this discussion has happened many times about you attempting to try this.
Yeah.
And here
I feel
you
like
are.
This winter, like right after the landscape season, maybe we get it going.
I think it's a good idea.
What would I even stream? I play a lot of Animal Crossing. No one wants to see that.
You would be
surprised.
Amazed. You would be amazed at how many people watch you play.
Yeah, I will tell you what I've been wanting to do is I've been creating. I'm the worst Animal Crossing player too, by the way. But I've been creating the like patterns that you can put on the ground, right? So I'm trying to make my own bricks because I design landscapes. I'm going to eventually do an entire poolscape in Animal Crossing with all of my arborvitaes I can buy from the store and plant all the flowers you can plant, but do it as if I was designing for a customer. So I thought it would be interesting.
There you go.
To play along in that regard, but I don't know how it's going to go. So if anyone wants to watch Animal Crossing, that's probably what I'll be doing.
Oak Whistle or Chop Snyder also says Oak Whistle could stream her thoughts on The Bachelor.
That might be a good idea, especially if Chop Snyder's wife would be interested in joining me on such conversations.
I can imagine that might happen.
Yeah, I do too.
But so many people watch Animal Crossing. Actually, here, since you're here, let me just give you hard facts, okay?
Hard facts.
All right.
This has been Hard Facts.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, right?
Yes.
Currently, right now, watching Animal Crossing, there are 3,800 people currently watching. Followers of Animal Crossing. Now, mind you, this is at 10 o'clock on a Monday night, 3.8 thousand. Followers of the category is 1.4 million.
Yeah, I know it's a big game, but that's tough. Like, I don't even like watching myself play while I'm playing, let alone other people.
The top person that right now has 328 viewers watching someone play. So take that and then imagine what you could do, because you could beat all these people. You'd be better than everybody.
I don't know. I'm so bad at Animal Crossing. I think half the stream would just be people telling me how to play, because even though I'm 100 hours into it, I don't know. I don't know a damn thing because I never read any of the instructions. I'm just clicking A and getting through stuff.
Right, but
then my husband yells at me about that.
The fact that people could then tell you something and then that creates interaction, that's what people love. Because there's too many streamers out there that just they play a video game and they don't interact with their chat.
Yep.
So if you could interact with your chat, you'd instantly shoot up the ranks.
I'm
just saying. If winter hits,
it could be worth a try.
It'd be worth a try.
I could, well, at least if nothing else, I could accomplish my goals of designing a poolscape in a video game. That's what I mean.
And by the time winter's over, you could be so big on Twitch, so famous, that you don't have to do anything else.
So that you can ride my coattails. I hear you. Okay.
I gotta find that. I'm looking for the coattail to jump on that can actually move my large ass along with them. Okay?
That's going to be a big coattail.
You got a lot of work ahead of you. That's all I'm saying. So
we know about that bubble butt. Okay. That's
secret
number.
Some people have said. Some people say I have a voluptuous ass.
It is voluptuous.
Thank you. I've put a lot of work into this voluptuous.
Yeah, a lot of work streaming, sitting on it.
Butterboy's gonna lubricate the movement. That's that Grimm's hole.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you, Super
Oh,
Lars.
no.
Thank you, Super Lars. You win. You win.
Amazing.
You win Twitch.
You win Twitch, all of it.
The Grimm's whole thing, I swear, it's been going on for 2 months now, has it not? Has it been 2 months now?
I think it's been about 2 months.
Every stream it gets brought up, so it's a thing now.
Seems worth talking about. I don't know.
Oak Whistle doesn't even know what we're talking about. Grimm's Hole got invented, I think, on the podcast because we were talking about how hot it gets in my room, and someone says you should cut a hole in your room and buy one of those AC units, and someone called it Grimm's Hole, and then it just got sexualized and turned into this thing that we've gone down. We've gone very far down the rabbit hole where now when I play like Call of Duty, I used to call this place on the map Satan's Butthole. And then it got turned, and then just kind of started getting called
Grimm's Hole,
and now it's Grimm's Hole. And the crazy part about it is you can go into other people's streams when I'm not there, and they go, "Let's drop it Grimm's Hole." Like that's how far it's gone. So I'm like,
I love that.
Grim, so, you need an emote with like a picture of a wall with like a cracked hole in it.
I gotta be careful with that, Miggy. I gotta be careful with it, especially if it says Grimm's Hole on it. The Twitch might get me in trouble.
Nah, don't call it Grimm's Hole. Just the followers, the true followers, know it's Grimm's Hole, but it could probably, I don't know. It could probably say, I don't know. The hole, something. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
thank you for filling me in on that.
You're welcome. I mean, I figured you were the one that created the Butter Boy story, so you should be aware of what's going on with Grimm's Hole.
They sound like they could go well together.
They do go well together. You're not wrong. Yeah.
They need a little lubrication.
Oh man.
Oh my god. And Super Lars just said I would love a Grimm's Hole emote. Great. Now I know what the next. Yes. I needed to make another emote. I'm just gonna have to put it at the 50,000 bit mark so that no one can get to it. See a challenge accepted by somebody. I'm sure it'll happen. Or no, 75,000 bit mark. Someone's already gotten to 50,000, so I can't put it there. It's too dangerous. But anyways,
all right, Grim, the magic is done. I'm uploading it now.
Okay. Oak Whistle, did you have fun? Yeah, he was making the image for the podcast.
Did I have fun talking into a microphone with you all? I loved it. It was nice.
It's the closest
see everyone chat in the chat here, then be interactive. That was cool. But most importantly, see y'all. Like, I miss you both. It's been too long.
I agree. You
interact with Oak Whistle, but not me.
I knew that's what I was getting at. I know. I definitely have interacted with Oak Whistle on several occasions.
On multiple platforms.
Sneaky. Multiple platforms, indeed.
Sneaky, or are you flattered?
I'm flattered. Yeah, no, I am, for sure.
This is my first. I've never interacted with Oak Whistle.
For those of you that don't know.
Miggy, that's a lie. Yeah. Oak Whistle is following you.
Yeah. No, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
Because Oak Whistle said some things I was just like, this dude.
Oak Whistle never said anything weird.
This dude's weird.
No.
Should we ban him? Should we ban this little?
I did love how you assumed that it was a dude.
Yeah, well, I usually assume everybody's a dude until they say I'm not a dude, and I'm like, I just say dude. I say dude and guy all the time, not necessarily referring to you sex.
You even call me dude in person, like, because that's who you are.
I know.
So
Absolutely.
I'm one of the dudes.
All right, girl, give me the feedback. I'm proud of myself. This last week was had to come with a banger.
Came back with a banger. What was I gonna say? I had something for Oak Whistle, and now it slipped my mind.
Super Lars almost banned me, which is cool.
Which is cool. Oh no. So how long ago did Oak Whistle follow on Twitch?
Twitch? I don't know. I mean, I guess when you got on Twitch, because you weren't on Twitch before.
Yeah, but Oak Whistle was already part of the Mixer fam.
The Mixer, yeah, that's where Oak Whistle.
That's where Oak was born.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. OG. Oak Whistle's OG.
That's right. OW is OG. But now you know.
So, what's your plans for tonight?
Mine?
Yeah.
Rocket
You
League
know
with the
what's
boys.
going
Okay. Okay.
Oh my.
down. Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Got it. All right. Yeah. Animal Crossing.
Deadite's like, what? Deadite over here getting his butter up in a boy, you know.
Because we invited Butterboy there to play some Rocket League. He's like, I can't. It's one of those
That's up to
rare
Butterboy.
Mondays.
But I appreciate you guys letting me on this evening. I'm gonna let Deadite take his throne back here and punish and abuse me for the things I said here tonight. So that's
for the last. Take his throne back for the last time, though, right?
What's that?
From here on out, it'll be you. But he can have it one last time, is what you're saying.
This is it for him. Everyone say your goodbyes.
See you later.
See ya.
See ya.
Wait a minute, we're losing followers. Oh,
yeah.
Oh man, we're at
Oh
0 now.
God, the follower count is plummeting. Put her back on. What the love of God?
She can stand in the background and be pretty. But yeah, this will be my last time on the stream. I'm glad you guys all opened your arms to my replacement.
Oak whistle.
The oak whistle.
I don't know why you want to say oak thistle.
By the way, the image is fire, man. It's fire. Pure fire.
The best thing about the oak whistle thing is there had been times that I was watching you and saw like oak whistle in the chat and I was like, okay, just a person. And then one night she's like watching you on Mixer. I go, are you watching Grim? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, you have a Mixer account? She's like, yeah. I was like, what? I was like, what's your name? She's like, it's Oak Whistle. I'm like, what?
You.
And there was lurking.
There was one time where she was watching you from staying at the farm, and I was here and I had you on, and we were both in the chat, and I said something and about my wife, and then Oak Whistle was like, your wife sounds hot, and I was like, take it easy, Oak Whistle.
I remember this moment. Oh my God, I do remember that. I think that's probably when Super Large was like thinking about banning Oak Whistle.
Yeah. Because it was still like relatively innocent of like, oh, she sounds hot, and I'm like, like it wasn't like real bad or anything like that, but like obviously I knew it was her, so I was like, well, how do I play this? So I just went with like a take it easy, Oak Whistle. That's my wife.
Oh man, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Is the file uploaded, by the way?
It's not, because your new co-host stole the computer from me.
Got it.
It will be loading momentarily.
Whew.
Man, it is amazing, like what that Genshin Impact game is doing, like just like sales wise and everything, how people are like accepting it and like playing this murdering numbers. Like everybody I see is streaming it.
You can't release a Breath of the Wild clone that's free to play and that's good.
Yeah.
And not have success. I think in this day and age, I think people are gonna latch on to it.
With waifus.
Even me, who like I just don't necessarily haven't latched on to like the characters or anything, I still respect it for I'm like, dang, this is a impressive looking game so far. But I haven't hit the wall that people kept saying something about like this is where they get their money, like the microtransaction aspect of it.
Mhm.
That part I don't understand what they were saying, because like I hit a spot and they're like, here it comes, and I was like, here what are you talking about? And then they're like, this is where they make their money, and I was like, and I still don't even know what they're referencing.
So I don't know if they're talking about there's a spot in the game where after you do, I think, one of the last dungeons, then you have to start grinding in order to level up so you can do more of the story. Or I've heard that after you beat like the campaign and it's like opens up, then that's where that wall hits, where they encourages you to pay to do things.
Gotcha. And what does paying do? Like, are you only allowed to do so many events before you like run out of a resource or something?
Yeah. Basically, it's like your typical mobile game. So you can do like if you do dungeons or do so many things, it costs like stamina. Is it resin? Is that what it's called? Merciless. Um, and it depletes. So you have to wait for a certain amount of time for the cooldown in order for your gauge to fill back up, or you can buy it and keep going.
Got it. Merciless is saying resin. Yeah. Okay. So there's a resource. I gotcha. By the way, because I'm assuming Deadite's going to be leaving here soon. If that was Deadite's last show, it was his best. He definitely had the highest power ranking this week.
Ooh, yes.
So you're going out on top, Butterboy. You're going out on top.
You know, that's the only way to go. I will just melt into the crevices of a giant English muffin and never be heard from again.
Perfect.
Nooks and crannies.
Weird little fact: I can't eat English muffins because of the nooks and crannies.
Why?
I don't know. Something
You just don't like them?
No, it's something about the looks of the nooks and crannies that disturbs me. Yeah, I'm weird like that. Certain textures and things, you know.
Let's see here. I got everything in here. Okay. All right. Show is prepped on the website for tomorrow.
And it is posted to Patreon. And the Patreon link is in the VIP channel in the Discord.
Wow.
Lars now has access to it.
Lars, you have access to it. You always have, as of today.
Oh man, Chops, you were talking about Battlestar Galactica on here. What did we talked about this? The you and Al talking about Battlestar Galactica needs to simmer down.
Yeah, come on. No one wants to hear that stuff.
Every time we hang out, it's Chops and Al scheming up watching Battlestar Galactica, and I made the mistake of buying my wife the first 2 seasons on DVD. Like, here's this show you like, and now she's like, great, now you watch it with me. I was like, that was not the agreement.
Yeah, I mean, the rabbit hole that I got sucked into from my wife is Star Trek right now, so it's just been non-stop Star Trek. But I've been enjoying it.
What are you in? What generation are you in right now?
Pretty much, it's the next generation that we're in. Yeah. We've just jumped around where we've watched the films, which all happen. We've watched all but one film, which all happened after the series. Yet we're still watching the series, but then we also jump forward to watch Picard.
Yeah,
which I still consider next gen, even though it's not. But it's,
Picard's Picard.
Picard though is that was, even if you're not a Star Trek fan, you should watch it. It's so good. But now we're getting to that point where she's getting worried because like she's about out. We're getting close to running out of episodes. So I was like, it's fine. You just move to Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or something. Whatever the next, whatever you want to watch next. I go. You literally have Voyager, Deep Space Nine, Enterprise, Discovery, Lower Decks. Like you have so many more ahead of you that you'll be fine. But I'm excited to get to. I actually want to start watching like Discovery, which is your like the current one.
Yeah.
Current as in being made, I should say, not necessarily timeline current, but and then Lower Decks actually looks pretty good, which is the animated cartoon one that I think is done by I forgot who's doing it.
I forgot too.
Anyways, it doesn't take itself seriously. It's more comedy, so it looks fun.
Nice. All right, guys, I am going to dip out here.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Good show, and thanks for hanging out. It was good knowing you. I think I'll probably hit my $500 goal tonight. So
it's understandable. The Deadite will be dead soon, and actually, you'll just have the Butter Girl on with you.
Yeah, I haven't had a like goal bar on my stream since I think we were aiming for like 1,000 followers or something like that.
Yeah.
So this will be the first. I'm gonna put a gold bar up, I think, tonight that basically says like Butter Boy Xbox Series X. You
Yeah.
know.
Well, in the chat, I'm being referred to as Mr. Oak or Mr. Whistle.
I like it. I like it. I'm into that.
Mr. Whistle. It sounds like a weirdly inappropriate name. Hey, it's me, Mr. Whistle.
When Oak Whistle launches their OnlyFans, Mr. Whistle can definitely become something. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right.
All right, man.
See,
Take it easy.
have a good night playing Rocket League, guys.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
And I have got to go make use of the facilities before we get these dubs in.
These dubs, he says.
All the dubs.
More like loss after loss after loss.
All the dubs. Off the ceiling, from the sides, from behind the net, through the net.
All right, well, do you want to... Because I also have to go talk to Jade, warm up my dinner that I didn't eat. So I'm probably going to get beat by my wife. And then I'm going to jump on. So we could probably send this raid to somebody that you would like to send it to. And then I'll just go live and the people that want to come hang out with us can.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a feasible plan.
Who are we sending it to then? Jade the Dino is probably not happy. She's definitely not going to be happy when I put this in the microwave.
Oh boy.
I guarantee you. But I also didn't want to keep shoving food in my mouth while I was trying to do the show. So I did it for you guys. Okay? Just remember that. When I come back with like cuts on my face and a few teeth missing, understand it was for you.
I have nobody that I know of is
let's see. I got somebody here. Hold on. By the way, if you're not following Sonic Mega, are you following Sonic Mega, Miggy?
No.
I think you'd really enjoy Sonic Mega. That is, do you remember the interview we did of the voice actor that was doing the Deku Tree and the other stuff?
Yeah.
Sean Chiplock.
Yeah.
It's his account, and he's blowing up on Twitch right now. He's got almost 200 people watching him.
Oh, nice.
And he does some fun stuff, like he's doing Legend of Heroes right now, but he plays a lot of cool games I think you would enjoy. But for today,
as
far as who we're gonna go host,
this is my kind of game too. Yep, following.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and rate him. Yeah, go ahead and rate him, so that everybody can check out Sean Chiplock. Super cool dude, amazing talent. Does voice acting for video games. He's done Noob Saibot for the recent Mortal Kombat. He's done the Deku Tree and a couple other characters for Breath of the Wild. He's got some really impressive credits under his belt now. And we did an interview with him, and back when GameZilla Alpha was a show. So yeah, super awesome dude. Show him some love and check out the stream. And then we'll be back live for some Rocket League shortly on the Grim the Dino channel.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. Until next week, guys. Game on.
Game on.
Honestly, I'm just feeling.
Yeah, I've been eyeing this game. I wanted to play it.
I don't know what's gotten into me. Nothing's wrong.
What up, GameZilla?
I gotta make my list. I gotta make my list of games to buy during Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Guess I will be back, and I'll just jump in. I guess what do you got? A league? Not league, but Rocket League. Yeah, Rocket League chat.
Yeah, there's a lobby in the Discord that I'll be in.
Okay. All right. I will see you in a minute.
Sounds good, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
See ya.